Hello. Good morning. Welcome to the midweek edition of Healthy Morning Live on Hstv. We're also live on YouTube, Hstv GH Live. Don't forget and make sure you click on the notification button. And of course, should you have to leave the comfort of your home or office, you can still get to watch everything else we have for you from now to approximately 9:30. My name is William Diego Parker Benin, and I welcome you to the 27th day of July 2022. Welcome on behalf of the entire team. We say today is gonna be another interesting show that you will love from now to the end of the show. Welcome my co-host Stephanie Ejojinamahina. Good morning, the lady in red.
Yeah.
It's a song by Chris the Birth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah.
It's a very romantic song. You should play it when you get home and dance with the one you love. You mentioned you're in love last week, so
You didn't ask me
be
who
out of
exactly.
place.
You didn't ask me who exactly I was in love with last week. You didn't.
No, you mentioned that you're in love.
You said you liked my brooch.
Yeah, and you said you're in
yes,
love.
I'm in love. You should have
Yeah,
asked. Oh,
so
really, Steph? Who
A
exactly?
lady who
are
is
you
in love and is in red.
No. When I said I was in love, I wasn't in red.
And I think when we say ladies in red, I said you have to be careful about it because
Why?
it can mean something else.
Really?
Yeah, right. Anyways, it's gonna be interesting. I chanced upon, before we get into issues of today though, I chanced upon some video circulated over the weekend about a Chinese man who got married, and on their wedding day, so he decided to play a video which was supposed to show how they started and where they are.
And where they are.
And when they started playing the video, it was all about the girls or the ladies' infidelity with his brother. And that has become a topic on social media. So imagine you are ready to marry and the guy says, oh, let's play some nice video about us. And then at the reception where everybody else is seated enjoying, boom. There you are. But let's say, which name should I use?
Use your name.
Me, I'm already married. Hello. You and let's say, should I mention your name?
Be careful.
How would you
careful.
feel?
Oh, I mean that's not.
As the woman.
That's. I don't have words to describe this, but I'm thinking that's not fair.
Not fair.
Yes.
Yeah, but when you're cheating.
No,
with,
I mean let's talk about it in person.
Talk.
But
people choose different ways.
You had this information. Why?
Measures,
then you should have just called off the marriage.
Well,
but coming all out to do this.
That's what I said.
To me, that's not fair. That's uncalled
but
for.
it was okay.
No, it wasn't okay. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying the lady was right to do what she did. You get it?
Okay.
Even with the brother, the guy's brother, it's really not nice to do something.
And you know the
like
funny part of the whole conversation? The guy was setting up a new house for them to go and live in.
Oh!
So you see the gravity of the pain he harbored. Well, people choose different ways of punishing people as and when you hurt them. So I won't begrudge him. That's how he felt he'd be okay and to be able to live with it for the rest of his life.
That's not fair.
I don't begrudge him. Anyways.
Please, if you're planning on doing something, don't. It's not nice. It's not a nice thing to do. You talk it out with a person, family, you sit and talk, even with your bride and all of that. If you want to call off the marriage, that's fine. But going all out, reception, and then, displaying that video.
Well, the other one I heard was the guy stood up the girl at the wedding. Usually, even the guys are the first to get there.
Right.
They wait for the ladies to come. The lady now could do a chance that guy in back.
Yeah, yes, of course. So now the thing is, you guys even go all the way to plan the wedding and then.
No, they actually do that because of the pain and the hurt. So it's also another form of punishment.
Is this a justification?
Yeah, hang go, hang come.
No.
Mosaic law.
The fact that someone does something to you doesn't mean when you do it is the right thing to do. No. If I cheat on you, doesn't mean you should have the right to go cheat on someone. Once you believe that cheating is wrong. No, but it's not nice.
Yeah, so allow them.
Oh, please.
You're not the one to judge. You're not the one to judge whether it is right or wrong.
So if
with the fancy higher. Well, since I jelly the kitchen, no, I check and I bet boy need. I chance upon another one who's also doing some cooking. Be idea. It looks like she's getting competition nowadays. I'm not mentioning her name to give her a leverage. So there's other ones that are also trying to compete against Sweeter Jelly. But yeah, Sweeter Jelly, we are there. Sweeter Jelly, so to take us to the kitchen. Bye. Well, so she give us some good cooking skills, and then we'll come back and do Matters Arise and a lot of stories to talk about. There's the minority chasing the majority in parliament, claiming that they've printed about 22.04 billion Ghana cedis into the system that we didn't know about, but they're defending that they didn't do that.
Okay. BOG is saying that exactly, denying claims that
they never did anything like that. It was other means of revenues that was generated that accumulated to the 22.04 billion. Sorry. Still on and the business side of things, we also hearing that Ghana has been ranked as a second when it comes to FDI, that is a foreign direct investment. Yeah. So Sikana money does pass. So it's been ranked in West Africa and we are the second highest. Just a sky boom, but still, okay, it all has to do with COVID issues and Russia, Ukraine is a
COVID issues.
Yeah, COVID
issues. Yeah. So the monies are used for COVID issues.
No, so it has to do with it's a remittances. Okay. So ebi a obusi ni bi wa broche na COVID I had mejuma mpo me lose mejuma ni hwe no I send some kakrebi no they so it's all part of the FDI.
Okay.
Anyways, it looks like the Atamils Bruhaha wouldn't end anytime soon. Atamils Koko Aido Bruhaha is not ending anytime soon. Yesterday there was a lecture that Chachu Chiketa said a number of things that I even mentioned, even the constitution. And people are thinking that it was meant for Rollins. It says no, it wasn't so. He was part of the constitution.
Yeah, ignorant.
Those who wrote the constitution, by the way. At the age of 18, we were at university. Hey. Wow. Anyways, Cadman Mills, who is the Busapane of the Atamils family, is saying that they're going to sue Koko Aido. One of the many things he said that he did wrong was even spelling his Atamils wrong by giving him a hyphen. I say Aquano, or Tasson, one for hyphen, I shouldn't deem with that, but win is a busy hyphen, I shouldn't. So yeah, it looks like the wars are getting bigger and bigger on Koko Aido. How he's be able to surmount that, well, wish him all the best with that.
Yeah, I've been asking, the family is even asking Koko Aido to take the name of Atamils Office Institute, and nothing like Atamils Institute where he's running that. So,
and then the quotations, there were some quotations at the Asomdwe Park that they claim it wasn't even attributed to him. All you see is the logo of Atamils Institute there, but the quotations that are coming from. So usually when the quotations come, it comes to the person's name and then maybe the year. Okay. But this one's two quotations and there was no name attributed to that. But you see Atamils Institute over there. So there are no more complaints they are making that it has to do with Koko Aido not doing what they think should be right thing to be done. So yeah, let's see how that back and forth with them also ends up. And yeah. Many more stories to talk about on the Matters Horizon today.
Yeah, let's do a little comparison of what Shraj is saying about the top 5 bribe takers in Ghana and what Afrobarometer.
So Shraj and the Ghana Statistical Service give out that statistics, and now Afrobarometer has also released theirs.
And I'm taking that back again that the Ghana Police Service is still ranking.
Still at the number 1
on both sides.
Yeah, they are not excited at all. For the last decade, it looks like Ghana Police they won't change.
No, but for two different surveys to come out and then you are ranking on top.
So their defense has been that they are the people that are always interactive with every citizen every day.
Really?
Compared to that, let's say now today, according to Afrobarometer reports, the presidency is number 2.
It's number 2.
And the presidency doesn't interact with you almost every day. What's not church police? What's not Ukamo police? What's not Kada police? So the visibility is almost everywhere. So it's assumed there's that defense that they are coming with. It's assumed that because human beings or citizens in Ghana always interact with them every day of the week. Hence, what's not cry? I say, bribe. So yeah,
this excuse to
will they come out to give now? Christopher Fori, who is the Director General for Communications and Operations, has resigned. I don't know who has taken over his position, but there should be a response from them at least to let us know what they are saying about them, no, and Ukraine saying no crap, because for the last decade, I saw Probably they've even relinquished. They've given up. Yeah, Abraham. They be no matter what you say, forget it.
That's not nice. It's not
So
nice.
that
It's
is
not
it.
nice. It's
So
really
we touch on the Afrobarometer report actually today, and then find out what exactly they are saying with respect to the institutions here in Ghana and bribery and corruption. So yeah, that's another thing to talk about on Matters Horizon.
Yeah.
But on InFocus, we've had a conversation about digital skills hitherto, but we're going to have another version of it. This time around, we're targeting more of the youth or NSS after completion. Say you're not able to secure a job, or you're not maintained in the place you did your NSS. How do you navigate? How do you able to take advantage of the many opportunities that are available when it comes to digital skills? So we're going to venture into that. We're still going to have a rep from IIPGH, Institute of Professional Ghana, ICT Professional Ghana rather. They'll come through to have a conversation with us, and then quite educative one, so that you're out there, you're wondering what to do next. You've been out of school, finish your service 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line, still not finding any job to do. Maybe you want to get into that, because we are the realm of ICT or technology now. Everything is ICT, everything is technology. We even have a ministry of digitalization, in case you don't know. So we're digitalizing everything. So what are you waiting for? It's about time you jump on board, okay?
Grab your coat.
Be part of it. What will you be doing on Stay Alive?
Yeah, Stay Alive. I'm going to sit with residency midwife Rabiatu Afarawa Saramenta. I want to talk about preeclampsia. It looks like the basic thing when you talk about preeclampsia has to do with your blood pressure shooting up as a pregnant woman. And then it comes with some visible signs like the swollen feet. And in our local setting, everybody has attributed that to, oh, you're going to have a male child, oh, you're going to have a male child. So they sit and they're all comfortable in their homes thinking that this pregnancy is going to give you a male baby. But then you realize that you end up losing your baby and yourself as the mother. And a lot of people are just ignorant about preeclampsia, hence our conversation today on that, and then talk more about it, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. The man JK will be coming through on Health Entertainment as well. It's Wednesday, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know that he's going to be around, and when he's seated, you know that he's going to talk about entertainment. So yeah, watch out for that. Please remember to give him headroom, please don't forget, enough headroom. So this and many more are what you're going to offer you today from now to approximately 9:30. The show is brought to you by Kankesi Prudential Life Insurance. Always listening, always understanding. And the show is always and very interactive. So join us with your thoughts and comments on our WhatsApp line, which is on your screen right now. It's on throughout the entire show. So send your messages to us, and then we'll welcome that and share it with the rest of the world. And if you're celebrating your birthday today, you know somebody celebrating their birthday today, you want us to acknowledge them, do send us the picture, the name, and any message you want to send across, and we will do that for you. All right, so we'll take a quick turn at this moment. When we come back, we'll get into the kitchen with Sweet Jelly.
Hello, sweet team. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Ajele, and I am back with another quick meal idea for you all. We're making peppered turkey with rice today. So I cleaned my turkey with some vinegar and salt, and now I've transferred it into my pot. To that, I'll add some chopped onions. I'll also go ahead and add in 1 spice blend cube, chicken seasoning, paprika. I'll also add in some salt to taste and some water, just a little bit of water to help my turkey release its own juices. Okay, I'll cover it up and allow it do its thing. We are back to check on our turkey. It is looking good. I'll give everything a stare, but the amount of stock I have in there was not good enough for me because I will be using the stock to make our rice. So I added just a little more. I'll give it a stare and I'll cook this for about 15 more minutes. By then, it should be ready. And we are back. Our turkey is nice and ready. So I'm just going to go ahead and transfer it into a sheet tray and into my oven. It'll go. I just want to brown it a little bit. You can go ahead and fry it if you prefer. But today I'm trying to go a little healthy. I'm trying, okay? Frying always tastes better, but I'm going to use the oven today. So I'll transfer it and then into the oven it'll go. At this point, I'll get started on my rice. So I'll add half of a habanero pepper to the stock. To that, I'll add enough water, give it a stir, cover it up, and bring it to a boil. You may chop up the habanero pepper and add it, but my youngest son doesn't care for too much pepper. So I'm adding it this way so we'll just have a hint of pepper in there. I then washed about 4 cups of rice. I'll add that. I'll add some chopped onions, a little bit of coconut oil for the flavor, some salt to taste. Stir everything together. Add some more water to adjust to your preference. Okay, if you like your rice to be soft, add more water. If not, add just a little bit. I'm using jasmine rice and it doesn't like too much water, so I add just enough to be above the level of my rice. I'll give everything a stir again to check, and if I need more water, I'll add just a little more. My husband likes soft rice. My kids and I, we love it single grained, so we have to meet him halfway. Give it a quick stir, cover, and bring it to a boil. Once it boils, we'll lower the heat and allow the rice do its thing. Now in a blender, add in some habanero pepper, to that some bell peppers, all different colors or one color if you prefer. I'll also add in some onions and we'll give it a rough chop. Then in a heated pan, I'll add in some coconut oil. To that, some chopped onions, and I'm going to allow it fry for about a minute or two. I'll sprinkle just a little bit of salt over this for flavor, and I'll add in 1 green marinade. Hopefully you've made your marinade, because oh my goodness, it goes with everything. You would really love it. And I'll fry everything together for about 5 minutes. Next, add your blended up ingredients, stir everything together. Once it comes back to a boil, allow it simmer for about 10 minutes. I set part of the stock aside, so I'll add that into our sauce. I'll also add a bit of my all-purpose seasoning and some salt to taste. I'll give everything a stir and allow it to simmer for about 5 more minutes. Look at our turkey. It is nice and golden brown. Our stew is also as good as done, so I'll just transfer our turkey into our stew. I'll stir everything together, throw it back into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, and our dinner will be ready. Now let's check on our rice. Oh my goodness, it is nice and ready, perfectly single grained. I'm just going to go ahead and mash this habanero pepper into part of it, and Daddy and I will enjoy that. The kids will enjoy with no heat. But mind you, our peppered turkey have some pepper in it, so you know it's a balance. My kids, they like heat but not too much, so we bring out our peppered turkey, and there you have it. It is ready. Sprinkle some spring onions over it. Serve and enjoy. Now you can enjoy this all by itself, get usmolo like me, but we'll be enjoying it with this super delicious rice. As I said, it's a perfect balance, nice and soft for daddy and halfway single grained for me and mine babies. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to try the recipe. Until I see you in the next one, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke unamini ochemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all.
Adiana to look on again. Gambling butter, gambling fish. And sweet Ajele, Mbao, Mammy Okona. Continental food, madam. Food, madam. International food captain. Who show you how to make pizza, jollof, mango and okra soup, sushi and pastries. All this and more. Sweet Ajele. Go, 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 sweet Ajele. Go, 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 sweet Ajele.
Dr. Andrew Akutu. I'm the Managing Director of Hstv Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, everything became a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, can all be done and made available in one place. And at all times, to emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Homes provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred, embalm the body using the most modern techniques. We will keep the body or store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Nearer the time of the funeral, we will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory in Ghana at the moment, which services not only Ghana but also Côte d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only two privately managed cemeteries in Accra at the moment. All it takes, literally, is one telephone call and perhaps 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for. There are several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family. Often enough, the sum paid to the family may not be sufficient to cover the basic needs the family requires. That is where the Prudential Dignity Plan comes into its own and is significantly different, because what the Prudential Dignity Plan ensures are the services that will be required, so that it does not matter whether 5 years or 10 years after the insurance was taken, those services will be provided regardless of the fact that the costs may have gone up. Once you are insured, your services are covered. It doesn't matter how long before the death occurs.
Dignity Farewell Plan from Prudential Life Insurance, in partnership with Hstv Funeral Homes, is providing families with over a decade of experience and peace of mind when it comes to saying goodbye to your loved ones.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a Pro Wealth Plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pro Wealth Plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pro Wealth Plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
This is Hstv, grateful for your time. Training. Are you creative? Are you willing to learn? Are you interested in the media? Well, Hstv has an opportunity for you. Get training in camera handling, video editing, motion graphics, program presenting, MCR, sound engineering, news reporting, and casting.
In Accra to speak to some commercial drivers.
Why don't you call these numbers 054 68 33 724 or 0240 300 507.
You are so welcome again to the Midweek edition of Healthy Morning here on Hstv. My name is Stephanie Ejojina Manyana and I am with my super co-host William Dego Fakabeni. There's now time for us to get into the segment Matters Arising. We have many of things to share with you and it's always interactive, so you can head on to our YouTube page. We're streaming live there, and then get onto the comment section beneath and leave your thoughts and comments there as well. Alternatively, you can do so via the WhatsApp numbers at the right hand side of your screen. But before we get into the dailies, we have some special persons celebrating their birthday today, and then Diego will do that for us.
Sure. So these are very two good friends. They are not related, but they all have same surname. By the way.
Surnames. Oh, okay.
So the first one is Inshira Ado. He happens to be the morning host of Sassy Radio. Today's your birthday. Happy blessed birthday, senior. We worked once upon a time together on another platform, and we still keep contact, and he's been quite supportive. So happy blessed birthday to you, Inshira Ado. From me, the entire squad, once upon a time, at where we used to work at, want to wish you a happy blessed birthday. Okay, enjoy your birthday. Yesterday was actually your wife's birthday as well, so that's Priscilla. Belated birthday to you, your wife. I don't know how come you managed to marry somebody who is just a day younger than you, but I mean your ages may be different though, but your birthdays are quite close. So happy blessed birthday to you once again, Shirado. Enjoy your birthday to the max. All right, and the next person is also called Nana Ado. His name is Nana Ado. He was my classmate back in Fransman School. Today's your birthday, aka Pololo. You're celebrating your birthday today. Happy blessed birthday to you from the entire Mobile fraternity, and especially the Mobile 2000 year group. We want to wish you a happy blessed birthday. And from me personally, I want to say happy blessed birthday. And thank you for your support and all. God bless you, and keep being that amazing person that you are. All right. So when it comes to organizing some party for us and all that, it's all Pololo. We do it as his house. Call us and come and enjoy. We chop some. Thank you very much. Keep being that amazing person. All right. So enjoy your birthday, Pololo. Have a good one. All right. So that said, let's now venture into the stories.
Yeah. Should we start off with the daily dispatch? Then we get into the finder. Then we continue with the Afrobarometer report.
Okay.
That
cool.
will do. So the banner headlines on the daily dispatch. Thank you to Beneficent for that. It says that Uforiata did not breach the constitution, not seeking extra funds at appropriate. That is from Afenyo Mike and the deputy majority leader. That Uforiata did not breach the constitution, not seeking extra funds appropriate. And I think I have a little bit of the story here.
So I heard.
Okay.
So they were debating the whole conversation, what he read about in Parliament. So it has to do with is it appropriation bill?
Yes.
Or act, rather, appropriation act. That usually when you come to Parliament, for the media budget review, you're supposed to ask for another allocation or top up. Wow. For the first time, he didn't do it, and the minority are saying, "Hey, he went against the law," and blah blah blah. So,
the story says that the deputy majority leader of Parliament, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, has rejected claims that the finance minister breached some provisions of the constitution regarding Monday's presentation of the mid-year budget statements. Mr. Ken Uforiata appeared before the House on Monday and presented the mid-year budget review, but did not seek additional funds, as has been the norm over the years. While some, however, thought that the minister should have come to the House with a motion for approval, the deputy majority leader said the minister was not seeking to spend beyond allocations already approved, hence did not seek to further approvals from the House, quoting that, as you may be well aware, under the Appropriation Act, we provide for a ceiling. So once the minister is not going outside for the ceiling, it is only proper for him to update the House as to what he's doing the appropriation for. And this is what he came to do. So in simple terms, the minister did not come to seek parliamentary approval. He already has that approval, and the expenditure he is making is within that threshold. The minister is well fortified by the provisions of the Constitution. So anyone who attempts to say that there was a motion required to be moved may be in error, he explained. And Nana Dankwa administration's refusal to ask for extra funds with the 2022 mid-year budget review comes on the back of reduced revenues and the underperformance of the controversial e-levy. Recent economic struggles have seen the government turn to the International Monetary Fund for support. So Afenyo Markin basically saying that
it's expected for him to support his own. So they are both on the majority space. So
okay. Away from that, another story on the front page of the Daily Dispatch says that benefits of chewing raw onions. I know raw onions help to fight inflammation, and then it contains some antioxidants, and then it helps.
I've seen many people when you prepare food with raw onions in it, and they'll be taking it out, throwing it away, and all that.
Yes, that is not doing any good. It also reduces cholesterol levels. So if you love your life, you try to do more of the onions. If you are not into that, you don't like the smell and all of that, you can try.
Maybe you can even eat kinky or with banku with pepper, and then you cut onions and add. How? you're deficient if you do that.
In as much as it's nice, it's tasty in your mouth, the onions, it goes well with the red pepper, blah, whatever it is. I even enjoy with the red pepper more.
Because you try green pepper, you try tomatoes near the end, you go so near.
It's nice, but it's good for your health. It contains antioxidants, reduces cholesterol levels, fights inflammations and all of that. So you may want to start taking Okay, another story here says that Africans, be careful of job offers in Middle East. Your organs could be on sale. Some time ago, I did a story on that with the news department, and I realized that the black market for human body is booming in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And it looks like a kidney now costs $262,000. The liver costs $150,000, and then the heart $119,000. Lucrative business for some persons. So you may want to be careful when you're going out there. A lot of people go because they need to see greener pastures and all of that. That is why they leave, and then they get into the other countries. And then
was it recent that we heard some stories? Is it from Mozambique or Zimbabwe? Zimbabwe rather. Your toe, go and sell your toe for $20,000 and $40,000, and yeah. So people are going there, and then you see them now. They wear shoes in Kwa. You're wondering why. If you're a social slippers, not your shoe because they're hiding a toe that they've sold. Yeah. $40,000. Well, it can change your life in this economic times. But hey, nobody's asking you to go and sell your toe. If you want to look like that, please, it's up to you. It's your decision. Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to judge anybody. If you feel you're comfortable with that, to go and sell your toe, or sell your liver, or sell your one of your kidneys.
But should you donate because of any health condition that you want to help someone? You want to donate. That's fine. Once you are, but I'm sure those who are into that business, they wouldn't tell you.
Of course.
It's just you get there, then they lure you. You have to fall under their praise and all of that. And by the time you realize that you have been massacred, and then. Your human bodies, will be used for whatever they want in that black market. So it's a booming business in the Middle East. So you would want to be careful once you're traveling there or seeking greener pastures in those parts of the world. And last story here on the Daily Dispatch says that an overview of Ghana's political structure, page 12 of that has details. It's a unitary state, constitutional republic, democratic country. Yeah. I'm sure it's coming back. It's coming at the back of Afrobarometer's report.
I'm
sure. This is
so
good.
Speaking about Afrobarometer report, I don't know whether. Okay, let me do this. Okay. So there are a number of other stories on the front page of the Friday. Let me finish with that one, then come on the Afrobarometer. So we'll get into the reports. All right. So the Friday this morning, banner headline says 5 speedboats to protect waters. In a revealed fight against Galamsey, according to our minister, the sector minister, Jinapo, Samuel Abu Jinapo. Okay. So they acquired 5 new speedboats, and they'll be plying on the major waters close to where the Galamseys are, and it's also an attempt to keep the Galamsey. Okay. Let's see how that will also help us in terms of the fight. Okay. Still on the front page of the paper, Akufo-Addo emphasizes building an attractive Africa. And when he was saying this, he added the part of the cathedral, which we'll get into that story later on. Then also on the front page, Minority lied that 22 billion Ghana cedis was printed by the BOG. So I think we also have that story. Let me quickly delve into that one, and then we'll continue with the rest of the story. So the story here this morning says, okay, just a sec. Yep, got it. All right, so 22.04 billion net claims on government, not newly printed money. BOG reacts to allegations. So the central bank has reacted to allegations by the ranking member of the finance committee, Dr. Kesi Lato-Forson, over its role in printing some 22.04 billion Ghana cedis to support government's 2022 budget. The central bank, in a statement issued on Tuesday, July 26, 2022, denied the allegations, asserting the said amount were not claims on government and not new money printed to the support the 2022 budget. Setting the record straight in a press statement, the central bank noted that the 22.04 billion Ghana cedis compared 4 components being 1. GOG stocks and bonds sold by commercial banks to banks of Ghana under purchase agreement by which banks routinely manage their liquidity positions. 2. IMF SDR allocation disbursed to government through Bank of Ghana. 3. Drawdown of government-owned deposits held with Bank of Ghana. And 3. negative balance on government accounts, with Bank of Ghana at a point in time and self-liquidated, and new government deposits are credited to the account. So these four things accounted for the 22.04 billion Ghana cedis they are talking about. And then it says in Appendix 2A of the mid-year fiscal policy review documents on the financing out of the total financing of 28.12 billion Ghana cedis, an amount of 22.04 billion Ghana cedis was captured under BOG. This is the amount being referred to by the ranking member of the BOG printing of currency to support the budget. First, there is an amount of 1.6 billion Ghana cedis, which reflects the GOG stocks and bonds sold by commercial banks of Bank of Ghana under purchase agreement. These bonds held by a commercial bank since 2021 were purchased by the Bank of Ghana to provide liquidity to the bank under the purchase agreement that required the bank to buy back these bonds at a later date. So it goes on and on to explain and let us understand how we arrived at 22.04 billion Ghana cedis. It has nothing to do with new notes being issued or printed out. So that is some sort of falsehood being perpetrated by Kisla Fortin and the minority in Parliament. All right, let's get back onto the front page of the Finder this morning. And the story that is making waves as of last night has to do with 84% of Ghanaians endorse elections as the best way to choose leaders, according to CDD survey. So part of the survey has this to say. That is what the Finder decided to post on the front page of their paper this morning. The other part that has to do with the ranking of institutions that are corrupt, the Finder ignored. Good morning to you, Always, and your team once again.
No space.
It comes to the picture of Dr. Edem Salome, Director of Research at CDD Ghana. Well, we are choosing what is of interest to them to talk about. Well, so we have the CDD report that is talking about the presidency and Ghana police leading the pack of the top two rated when it comes to corruption here in Ghana. Remember, this is coming from the backdrop of just a recent one that was put out by the Shraj and Ghana Statistical Service, also placing the police at the top as being corrupt, highly corrupt institution here in Ghana. Followed up with some others. Well, there's a story that from Graphic Online that says, police presidency perceived as most corrupt institutions in Ghana, according to Afrobarometer survey. And the story says Ghana Police Service and Office of the President are perceived to be Ghana's most corrupt institutions. The most trusted institutions are the Ghana Armed Forces, religious leaders, and traditional rulers.
Opinion leaders.
Some of them were selling lands and causing confusions and all. Anyway, so we rather trust the Ghana Armed Forces, are religious leaders and traditional rulers. Rather, Ghana Police and the presidency are the most corrupt. A survey conducted by an Afrobarometer report study undertaken by the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, indicated that the police score 65%, which placed it at the top of the table, while the presidency followed in a second position with 55%. The Director of Research of CDD Ghana, Dr. Edem Salome, presented highlights of the survey at a second round of dissemination forum in Accra on Tuesday. That was just yesterday. The key findings of the report show that the perception of corruption among public officials and public institutions have increased in 2022 compared to 2019. Key among them, public officials, the police, the presidency, MPs. Well, MPs, we saw the judges, magistrates, and tax officials are most widely perceived as corrupt. Well, you can see the reports on the screen as we speak. More than 4%, that is 77% of Ghanaians say the level of corruption in the country increased somewhat or a lot over the past year, a 24 percentage points jump compared to 2019. Fewer than one-third, constituting 30% of Ghanaians, believe that people can report corruption without fear or retaliation, a decline by 4 percentage points compared to 2019. Afrobarometer is a pan-African, non-partisan, non-profit survey research network that provides reliable data on Africans' experience and evaluation of democracy, governance, and quality of life. Well, those are the reports you're seeing on your screen. But the most interesting part that has to do with the survey, the survey numbers. So usually they do 2,400 numbers, plus or minus 2. Minus 2. That is the survey numbers that they use, and these resulted in what we are seeing on our screens today. The police at the top, followed by Your Excellency's place, and then the others. follow in suit. We have the judges, we have the MPs, and I'm sure I'm waiting to hear the MPs come out to say that, hey, it's a lie. We are not like that.
Yeah,
we
just
don't
like
do
what
this.
immigration service said.
Yeah, them they are holy. But
I'm just satisfied that the religious leaders are out of this whole scheme, and
I'm surprised actually that they are trusted. One of the parts that are trusted. So the Ghana Armed Forces, the religious leaders, and the chiefs.
It's a good one because in recent times, I mean, looking at how their spaces is smooth, because if they should be part of the top 5 bribe takers, it would have raised a lot of eyebrows in the country.
No doubt. But they also featuring as the most trusted. Also, it's because the religious circle hasn't been too okay for me, per my observation. People doing a lot of things and causing others to have effects. Somebody moving from being a superstitious person, now a religious leader, having a TV station. She goes on, she says a lot of things, and then one religious leader who is a prophet of the nation once upon a time goes attack her, carry guns. I mean, and such people are supposed to be trusted.
Yeah. But it's a good one that we are seeing them as number 2 on the list of the trusts in institutions in the country. That reminds me that on the 17th of September there's going to be more like an awards program to honor about 50 men of God in the country at the National Theatre. So it's a good one because it's going to be the first of its kind in the country, and I must say in Africa as well, so not bad.
Well, let's see how that goes. Well, the report we show the one that has to do with the top, I think, is it 20 institutions that have rated in terms of corruption index, and you can see for yourself the number of institutions that are seen or deemed to be very corrupt, and includes, as we mentioned earlier, the police, followed by the office of the president with 55%. We have the members of parliament occupying the 3rd position, 54%, and then judges and magistrates. And is it not surprising that these institutions that are supposed to be the ones that are supposed to maintain law and order, as well as also ensure the law is also promulgated or effective, and kept corruption, are the very people that are rather.
Yes, because when I look at the 3 arms of government, I see them all lined up here.
Yeah. So the police, office of the president, members of parliament, judges, this top 4. I say about top 4 Ghana.
It's funny because when you look at the judges and magistrates, they appeared number 4, number 7 on Shraj's report. But then the tax officials was around number 13,
and then they are number 5 now.
They are featuring here as well.
We have the electoral commission in there. We have the civil servants, MMDCEs. We have the business executives, assemblymen and women, traditional leaders. They feature here, religious bodies or leaders rather, and then we have the public media. And the private media, I say they are private media, non-governmental organizations. So, public media and the our neighbors here. I'm public, public, private.
But assemblyman and woman who see the corruption,
assemblies do know the money they chop for that. They'll go and tell you they want to do some development, and then go and take money, and people go to them asking them for support because they think they are the next. Like if you per the organogram, sort of governance organogram, the first person of contact is assemblyman before you even get to the MP, and then so usually it be them you go see. But them today they take them own. Bring something small. Let me help you do this. So it happens. So yes, essentially that's the Afrobarometer report. But let me take you back to the top of what the whole survey was meant to address. So the methodology. Let's go to the methodology. So the national representative sample of adult citizens, all respondents are randomly selected. They don't go picking the same people. And then the sample is distributed across regions, states, provinces, and urban and rural areas in proportion of their shares in national population. Every adult citizen has an equal chance of being selected. Face-to-face interviews in the language of the respondent's choice. Standard questionnaire allows comparisons across countries and over time. Sample size in Ghana is 2,400, as I said earlier. Adult citizens yields margins of error of plus or negative 2% points of at 95% confidence level. And then finally, field work of round 9 in Ghana was conducted from 4th to 20th April 2022. So this report was done in April, from the 4th to the 20th, and that is the survey we have today on our hands. And the findings, be my guest. We all know the most corrupt and then the most trusted institutions that we are talking about here today. All right, so essentially that is it. CDD, thank you very much for last week. I think when they sent the first report, to try to get into somebody to speak to, but unfortunately we're not able to reach the person. So we might not be able to get a proper response from CDD with respect to how this report came about. But let's move away from that and take a look at some other stories that we have for today.
Okay, let's get into a story that has to do with Christian community should cover national cathedral cost. And this is from our President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. It says that President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo says the cost of building the national cathedral should be borne by the Christian community. Speaking for the first time after the controversy surrounding the funding for the project, President Akufo-Addo said the construction of the structure will fill a missing link in the nation's spiritual architecture. Speaking at the Symposium of Episcopal Conferences of Africa and Madagascar, the president said the cathedral will not only benefit Ghana but Africa in general, quoting that my personal view has always been that even though the cathedral will be very much a national institution, the cost should be largely borne by the Christian community, with the state providing the land and initial funding to get the project off the ground. Invariably, it has taken many years, sometimes centuries, to complete. The president's views notwithstanding, his government has pumped significant amounts of seed money into the project. In March 2022, government released 25 million cedis to the National Cathedral Secretariat as additional seed money for the project. The $450 million project was envisioned by the government in March in 2017 as a fiscal embodiment of national unity, harmony and spirituality. The interdenominational cathedral is expected to have an auditorium capable of seating 5,000 people, as well as chapels and baptistry.
So now he's leaving everything to the churches. He's leaving everything to the churches to now go ahead with it, because it looks like the backlash is becoming too many. Samuel Okudzeto Blakwa, good morning to you. He's scrutinizing every aspect of the National Cathedral ever since, and he's like giving us there's the need for accountability. So now, per what the president is saying, he's still not budging on building it, but now he thinks that the government won't be able to sustain from where we set for what we are. So now he's asking the churches to rather take up the role of finishing the project back.
And we've seen some contributions from the church.
Yeah, they've done quite creditably. I think the top amongst them was the Church of Pentecost with 700,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah, so as to whether the others are willing to support and build the cathedral now, $450 million. I wonder. Well, it's in our hands. Let's see what happens. As to whether, hopefully after 2024, if they are not able to win power and maybe stick around and then maybe find some other source of revenue to support and build, should a new administration come in place, would they even want to continue in the first place? That's another thing. And how are they going to source funds to do that? We'll wait to see. Well, let's just stick with the presidency, by the way. Yesterday, President Akufo-Addo nominated 4 new Supreme Court judges. This is coming from the backdrop that we already have about 14 there, so this adds up to 18. And I think some few weeks ago he also nominated about 10 of them, and today we are hearing 4, but they have to seek approval from Parliament first. So President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo has nominated 4 new justices to the bench of the Supreme Court. The names of the 4 have been forwarded to Parliament in line with the legal requirements of parliamentary vetting and approval. The nominations were made in line with the advice of the Judicial Council and in consultation with the Council of State as a result of the pending and projected vacancies on the bench of Supreme Court in 2022. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban S.K. Bagbin, made the announcement Tuesday morning. He named the nominees as Justice Barbara Frances Aka Yesu, Justice of the Court of Appeal, Justice George Kingsley Kumson, Justice of the Court of Appeal, Justice Kwame Edibu Esiedu, Justice of the Court of Appeal, and Justice Ernest Yao Gewu, Justice of the Court of Justice of the High Court, rather. So these four. Reading out the content of the letter titled Reappointment of Justices to the Supreme Court, the Speaker said Judicial Council advised the President on July 4, 2022, by a letter signed by the Chairman of the Judicial Council, Justice Kwesi Enimyeboa, of the sustainability of his nomination for the appointment of the nominees in accordance with Article 144, Clause 2 of the Constitution. Upon receipt of the Judicial Council's advice and in accordance with my duty under Article 144, Clause 2, I consulted with the Council of State by submitting the names and the curricula vitae, that is CV, of the nominees to for appointment to the court. The Council of State, by a letter dated July 25, notified me of the successful completion of the consultation process. So it was rather the Council that required from the Speaker, and then they also did a nomination. Now they've sent it to the Speaker again in Parliament. They have to approve before the President now finally swears them in. And so that is the story. Therefore, in accordance with Article 144 Clause, seeking the approval of Parliament for the appointment of the nominees as justices of the Supreme Court, the Speaker quoted the President's letter. By the letter, Speaker said the President was fully satisfied with each of the nominees, is duly qualified and eminently fit to discharge the functions of the Justice of the Supreme Court. Well, infos we are hearing that two of these people are politically aligned. Well, maybe they are satisfying them. 2024, less than 2 years. Okay, just 2 years and some few months for them to exit. So we need to sort everybody out before we leave. Else, so yeah, let's see how they also fare in their position as justices of the Supreme Court. So wish them well, and we hope their vetting in Parliament will also go well for them. All right, so that's it.
Okay, let's take a step away from the president. This one says that only uninformed people say 1992 constitution was made for Rawlings, and this is the sayings of Chachu Chikata. Renowned legal practitioner Chachu Chikata says people who claim that the 1992 constitution of Ghana was solely made for the late former president Jerry John Rawlings are highly uninformed. For him, it would only take ignorance to take such posture on the 1992 Fourth Republican Constitution. Mr. Chachu Chikata made a comment when he delivered a lecture on Tuesday evening at the State House in Accra to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the passing of President John Evans Atta Mills. He said the framers of the 1992 Constitution took cues from the previous constitutions of the country, particularly the 1979 Constitution, and therefore one could hold the view that the Constitution was made for the late former President Jerry Rawlings. For him, changing provisions in the 1992 Constitution was not a panacea to Ghana's development if corruption, weak institutions and vices which stand against the country's development were not stopped. He, however, acknowledged the fact that reforms of the country's 1992 Constitution were necessary, adding that to make Ghana better was to make institutions work effectively without any interference.
That is where we need to even correct the 1992 Constitution. Yes, because it's also making way for people to go away with the corruption. When we put in punitive measures in there, change some of the things there, they will stop.
So he
I don't agree with
that. So for him, changing the provisions in the 1992 Constitution was not a panacea to Ghana's development. Okay. If the corruption, these weak institutions and vices which stand against the country's development were not stopped. So you can change it, but if these institutions still keep doing what they're doing,
so the punitive measures must be very clear,
emphasized, right,
conspicuously put in there. Then we know that this is what you get when you do this. So I still agree that there should be a change, amendment of the entire Constitution. Honestly. I'm sure because he's part of those who wrote the Constitution, so he's finding it quite uncomfortable asking that we should change it and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, so touching on the personality of late President Mills, Mr. Chachu Chikata said President Mills worked with an integrity and had the national interest at heart at all times. He said President Mills was someone who empowered the technocrats in the country under his administration to deliver services in the interest of all. For him, President Mills was a man who never took credit for the many things he did, but wanted his appointees rather to take credit for such things. He said President Mills's role in the country's oil and gas sector could not be underestimated, but never claimed glory for the roles he played in that regard.
That was the reason why he was even put in prison for some time. Has to do with the petroleum sector, which he used to handle once upon a time. Well, I watched a little bit of the video of the lecture he gave on, I think, Metro TV yesterday, and it was quite insightful there. But a lot of their colleagues was going to the Tamils, not even he taking the acknowledgement for them. Let's just stick with the 10 years after Atamil's death, issues that are emanating. Atamil's family to initiate legal processes to stop Kuku Aido's Institute. The family of the former president, John Evans Atamils, has said it was going to initiate legal processes to stop Samuel Koku Aido from continuing to use the name of the late president to run his institute. Emmanuel Ebohoxen and Joshua Bedia Kunkumsin reports that the family of the late president has thrown a scorn on the activities of the Atamils Institute led by Koku Aido, with the opinion of the family and the brother of the late president, Dr. Cadman Mills, said the family is therefore seeking legal advice to stop the activities of the Atamils Institute. Quoting him, the so-called Atamils Institute is unauthorized, it is also unsanctioned, unappreciated, and is most unwelcome, Dr. Cadman Mills said at the J.A. Mills commemorative lecture currently being held, was held actually yesterday. Dr. Cadman Mills also accused Mr. Aido of using the Atamils Institute to quote-unquote sow divisions and insult elders, adding that this is not what Fifi Atamils stood for. So that is a whole issue with respect to the fate of Samuel Koku Aido, with respect of using the Atamils title for his institute. Let's see how the legal actions will be taken against him as to whether I had to go south or north, east or west. We're here to tell the story when it happens.
Okay, in other news, FDI inflows, Ghana ranks second highest recipient in West Africa. The story says that FDI flows to Ghana increased by 39% to $2.6 billion for the year 2021, according to the World Investment Report 2022. And this placed Ghana second in West Africa and seventh in Africa in terms of FDI attraction. The rise in Ghana's FDI flows was attributed to major projects in its extractive industries, which included the construction of an $850 million gold mining facility by Newmont Corp and the construction of a cement factory by Cement d'Afrique for $436 million. So the increase in FDI flows reflects the findings of the Deloitte 2022 Africa Investment Attractiveness Index, which placed Ghana as the second most appealing destination for investments in Africa based on the comments of nearly 200 CEOs, quoting that Ghana has a great global reputation, and as the host of the African Continental Free Trade Area, it provides considerable opportunities for businesses to trade in the enormous African market. Furthermore, with our democratic stability and smart business policies in place, such as the 10-point industrialization agenda, Ghana most appeals to investors. In recent years, the government through the GIPC has made FDI attraction a priority for improving investment attraction strategy to a more proactive one. It has also spurred private sector investments through the Ghana COVID-19 Alleviation and Revitalization of Enterprises Program, which is a 100 billion Ghana cedis economic response program aimed at supporting the private sector in targeted sectors to accelerate growth and stabilize the Ghanaian economy. In addition to encouraging private sector investments, the government has been working to eliminate regulatory discrepancies among several state agencies that create unnecessary barriers to doing business. The GIPC, for instance, has digitized its registration procedure, making it considerably quicker and more flexible for investors to register and apply for exemptions under the GIPC Act, which is the Act 865.
All right, let's see, maybe the coming year, hopefully we'll still maintain that position, even do better than where we are. Investment is very key. I mean, with the onset of even the what we did by ending the slave trade 400 years, what was the name given to it? As in, when we celebrated the 400 years end of slave trade, and then all the people outside start coming
in year of return.
And then we're supposed to even tackle the next one beyond the return. But unfortunately, looks like things are halted because of COVID and all. But I'm sure people still believe that there's still some avenues to come and invest and then turn things around here in Ghana. So yeah, let's hope and pray that things get even better with time. Well, let's still stay with business stories, and we have total assets of banks hit 200 billion Ghana cedis as at end of 2022. We all know the bank cleansing that took about 23 billion Ghana cedis of our money, taxpayers' money, used in cleansing the banks. Yet they were told that those banks that were closed, the assets were going to be taken from them, sold, and then we'll get extra, which was supposed to amount to about 17 billion, at least just to cushion us. But up to date, I don't know whether they've been able to do that. We're still hanging on. We've lost that money, and people are complaining that it was needless. Even the approach was totally wrong. Well, but the 23 banks that are surviving have done creditably well for the last 2-3 years that they've been around. Well, total assets of all 23 banks in the country amounted to 200 billion Ghana cedis at the end of June this year, according to the Central Bank on its 107th Monetary Policy Committee press briefing on Monday, July 23, 2022. Total banking assets grew by 22.8% on a year-on-year basis compared to the growth of 17.2% in the previous year. Aside the rise in the industry's assets, other key financial soundness indicators of the banking industry remained positive. The capital adequacy ratio was 19.4% in June 2022, well above the regulatory minimum of 13%. Core liquid assets to short-term liabilities improved to 30.2% compared to 27.5% in the previous year. Non-performing loans ratio, that is the NPL, also improved to 14% at end of June 2022 compared to 17.0% in June 2021, reflecting more moderation in the growth of the stock of non-performing loans as well as the rebound in credit growth. The bank sector's profits before tax was 4.4 billion Ghana cedis, representing 21.6% annual growth in June 2022 compared to 32.1% in the previous year. The net interest income grew at 12.4% compared to 19.4% at the year ago. The latest credit condition survey of banks revealed tightened credit stance on loans to enterprises and households. Notwithstanding these tight credit conditions across the industry, banks' credit extension improved during the review period. New advances to the economy broadened across the industry, with 20 out of 23 banks extending new credit. The total new advances as of June 2022 was 24.6 billion Ghana cedis, representing 54% year-on-year growth compared to 15.9 billion Ghana cedis, representing 1% growth recorded for the same period in 2021. That's a huge gap there, 54% and 1%. Wow. So the banks are doing creditably well. Let's support in any way possible. Once again, as I keep saying, because we need everybody, every sector to improve, that would kneel to the benefit of the citizenry and the common man here in Ghana. All right. So those are some business stories. What next?
Yeah, let's get back into Parliament and talk about the Member of Parliament for Dom Kwabenya, who seems to be quite untouchable for some time now. She's in the news today and says that Adwoa Safo's fate unclear as majority pushes for Dom Kwabenya's seat to be declared vacant. The Privileges Committee of Parliament has delivered a split decision on the fate of Dom Kwabenya MP Sarah Adwoa Safo. The committee failed to achieve a consensus in its recommendations on whether absenteeing herself for more than the mandatory 15 days without permission warrants her seat being declared vacant. According to a copy of the report, the majority wants the seat declared vacant without delay in line with stated constitutional provisions. It maintains that Sarah Adwoa Safo failed to take advantage of the numerous opportunities to explain her absence without a leave. The majority MPs on the committee cited Article 97, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution and the Court of Appeal decision in the case of Professor Stephen Kweku Asare versus the Attorney General and 3 outermost regions in this regard. The minority MPs on the committee, however, argued that according to the principle of natural justice, the seat should not be declared vacant because Adwoa Safo did not provide her side of the issue to the committee. The committee, however, determined that excuse from her to other colleagues, Kennedy Japan and Henry Quarty, for absenting themselves were reasonable. The report was laid in Parliament on Monday and will be debated before Parliament goes on recess on Thursday. So it looks like they're at a dilemma and they don't really know what to do, looking at the Constitution and all of that, Acts and all of that.
The more interesting part is coming from the majority. The minority is not even being cited here. So the majority, their own people are thinking that, and some filler we are hearing, there's an allegation. We are hearing that she's supposed to be, there's going to be a reshuffle. One day reshuffle, she's supposed to go to the Foreign Affairs. And when you're coming to Tukwan, we don't know how true that is. It's just allegation we are hearing. But should they do anything like this? Okay, let me hold my peace. Let's move away from that and move on to other legal issues. Special prosecutor probes alleged shady contracts at Northern Development Authority. Once again, Kise Japan is in action. The Special Prosecutor's Office has begun investigating suspected corruption at the Northern Development Authority. The office is narrowing on a contract awarded by the authority to A&Q's consortium for consultation services under the instructive of the Poverty Eradication Program. Of concern is the quantum of the contract sum, according to the statement from the Special Prosecutor's Office. The Special Prosecutor has thus directed the Controller and Accountant General to immediately freeze payments arising from the contract. Talking about the freezing of payments, they tried to do the same thing for Ejenin Boatin, the PPA boss, who has been interdicted. Okay. And he was not able to get the court to do that for him. So is that another kind of frustration being meted out to him? Because his former boss, or his predecessor, if I should put it, was also complaining about a similar thing. He was being limited in terms of the job. He was not being funded properly. And here you are trying to seek a solution to a problem, and you go to the court to be given the opportunity you are not given. And now he's tackling another issue. Well, the press release that he sent out is titled Northern Development Authority. On 30th June 2022, the Office of the Special Prosecutor commenced investigations into the suspected corruption and corruption-related offences in respect of a contract awarded by the National Development Authority, the Northern Development Authority (NDA) and A&Q's consortium for consultancy service under the Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication Program, especially in the respect of the quantum of the contract sum. On 1st July 2022, the Special Prosecutor directed the Controller and Accountant General's Department to immediately freeze payments arising from the contract. The Special Prosecutor has invited the coordinator for special initiatives at the Jubilee House and several services officers, including the Chief Executive and relevant past officers of the NDA and officers of the A&Q's consortium for questioning. All invited persons have been placed on bail. All persons deemed culpable by the Special Prosecutor for corruption and corruption-related offences will be charged and arraigned before the High Court for prosecution. Signed, Kise Japan, Special Prosecutor, dated 26 July 2022. All right, so you do know the coincidence that happened yesterday. This has nothing to do with the Afrobarometer report. But somebody there at the Jubilee House is being called out because they allowed, the controller there allowed the payments of the NDA in the north to happen. So when the Afrobarometer came out yesterday, people were like, hey, Special Secretary Skiko is able to someone, but this story is backdated as of June 30th. And so it's just a sheer coincidence that happened at the same time it's being talked about. So yes, that's a differentiator for the story with the Afrobarometer report. But let's see how he's able to freeze the assets of these people, and then the end result of the court issues. We'll get to know as to whether these people will be culpable and be arrested or detained accordingly per the law. All right.
Okay, in other news, don't step foot on Achim soil again. Ochimman Youth wants Kwan's CEO at Dakabre. The Ochimman Youth Association is threatening confrontation with Kofi Anoche, the Chief Executive Officer of Kwan's Building Solutions Limited, a real estate company, over an alleged fraudulent lease of 1,000 acres of land to the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA. Addressing the media on Tuesday at Chebi in the Eastern Region, President of the association, Akibaldin Tiri Akwa, said, quoting, "In recent published statements, Kofi Anoche has alleged that with respect to lands leased to GIMPA, he has directed payments to the Oforipinin Palace at Adabraka through his alleged surrogates. We demand that within 48 hours, he produces evidence of receipt of payments or faces our legitimate confrontation with his indiscretion. The Ochiman Youth Association further said Ochin Hene is the immemorial allodial owner of all lands in Achimbuakwa. Therefore, Mr. Anoche's claims of ownership of 27,000 acres of land acquired from the Mankata and Kwanzaa families and Apidras tool is fraudulent and attainable. They accuse the real estate developer for attempted assault on the dignity of the Oforipenin stool, with reference to the murder of Achia Mensah, a matter that has been resolved to the understanding that the Reverend Oforipenin was never involved in the act. The association noted with rage what they say is a conspiracy of the CEO of Quants Building Solutions and some media houses, particularly despite media groups, specifically Neat FM's host Adakabre from Pomanso, to vilify Ochin Henes or Sajafo Amotia Oforipenin. Quoting again that we kindly advise that Mr. Kofi Anoche, in his personal interest, should not step foot on Achim soil. It is regretful that we need to add Mr. Adakabre from Pomanso to the same fate as Mr. Kofi Anoche. They concluded that, quoting again, we wish to assure all that Ochiman will not become an unconscious plaything in the hands of profiteers and fraudulent businessmen who want to reap where they have not sown. So do not step foot.
But there's no smoke without an initial fire. So who started the fire by giving the lands to this man?
For them to even claim that
exactly 270 acres of land. Yes. And the Mankata family or something that was mentioned in there.
Yes.
There should be investigations to that, because if they hadn't offered, he wouldn't have bought probably.
Now they're asking them to produce receipts of payments.
Yes, of course. If he has, he should do that, because sometimes they give the land to a real estate agent for him to sell and then pay back.
So
not necessarily he haven't bought it
and then
all through and then paid. So they give it to you because you are also already into the industry or into the system. You know the kind of people to sell to and that kind of thing. Yeah. So anyway, let's see how that conversation will end with Achihene and Achim Obuakwa seat in its entirety. Away from that, there's still some unrest somewhere. Unemployed assistant nurses to storm health ministry to demand postings. I saw some videos, very heart-wrenching videos of some of the nurses in their schools and virtually fighting for food. I don't know what I chance upon that video. It's terrible. And like we're fighting, I think it has to do with the feeding thing too, because they are fed there. They are given food.
They are fed there.
And the food was placed on the table and everybody was fighting to get some. The bowls being used in preparing the food was being thrown away somewhere. It would be a kitaroba. You see to me, those small one. Almost I think it's yam or something. Almost a gorobe. Like,
I think the last video I saw concerning the nurse and midwifery or the health persons in the health space was, I think it was an edited video of them holding placards, you know, saying all sort of things about the ruling government, that they are in support and all of that. And then in the next scene, it was a young lady crying in the arms of Captain Smart. That's a more brain.
Wow. She also talking about not being posted. That's the issue, that some of them are even venturing into prostitution and all that just to survive. The parents are not able to take care of their kids and all. And here today, they said they're going to storm the health ministry should they not be given some postings. So members of the 2019 batch of Nurse Assistant Preventive, that is NAP, they call them, and Nurses Assistant Clinical, that is NAC, say they will picket at the Ministry of Health if government fails to post them by the end of July 2022. July is almost ended, by the way. According to them, although they have been registered on the Ministry of Health recruitment portal and made several follow-ups to draw the attention of the government to their plight, it has fallen on deaf ears, hence their intention. A member of the Nurses Assistant Preventive and Nurses Assistant Clinical 2019 batch, Victor Kofi Jikunu, spoke about this. This November, and this is what he said, this November, we will be 3 years since we completed school, but we are still home. We have been to the Ministry of Health severally, but we were given assurance that we will be posted. We thought the Finance Minister was going to address our concerns yesterday in the media budget review, but it was not done, he said. He further added that we are about 10,727 members in 2019 batch so far. If we are not posted by the end of this month, which is this Friday, we will all gather at the Ministry of Health on Monday until our issues are addressed. This is not the first call the government has received from the health sector in recent times. And I don't know how come. I think also with this IMF issue, what I'm hearing from the grapevine is that there might possibly be a halt on the nurses' allowances that have been given to them. Yeah, there might be halting. And then also what happened to us in 2015 when we went to IMF, where recruitment was also limited in the public sector. Might also raise its ugly head again. Well, these people are going to pickets from Monday if they don't hear anything by Friday. Also hear that the disabled people who were manning the toll booths are also saying that they're going to also picket, I think today or so, at they're taking their mattresses and everything, going to sleep at Parliament. And then hope that they'll be listened to, because most of them are suffering. One story that I had, those who hold the crutches. You know, some hold one, others two.
Okay.
So when the person is holding two, they can't carry anything. Yeah. Because if you carry something, it means you're able to hold it when you're walking around. Yeah. And unfortunately, if they venture into that business, they can't do it. Unfortunately, some of them tried it. 2 of them died. They got crushed by articulators, and they are dead. Some are also dying as a result of hardship, not being able to contain the situation. And they've been crying, asking that since they were told that they're not going to be manning the toll booths again, they're going to be fixed at certain places. But as we speak, as of December that they paid them, it's been like 7 months down the line, almost 7 months down the line. Nothing has been given to them. No postings, nothing. And they should wait till the new toll booths are put up. September, they are going to start the construction in September of the Tomamoto Way.
Be completed for them to be.
Like I said, even they are over 800 according to the news that I had. Over 800. All the 800 can go and sit at Tomamoto Way.
Yeah, because the newly constructed roads, we don't know when.
Exactly. Anyways, things are getting tougher and tougher by the day, but we're hoping and praying. But when I come here, maybe we shall navigate. Yeah. Do you have any more stories?
Yeah, the very last story we have on our list is Kobe Asma Gabriel Busumpem to replace her film Mornign and then Brides Blewu on NMC.
This is our own story, a group story.
So the editor for graphic and then Kobe Asma and Gabriel Busumpem, a former production manager of Media General, have been nominated as new members of the National Media Commission representing the Ghana Journalists Association. They are to replace former GJA President Roland Afilmoni and former GJA General Secretary Brides Blewu as members representing the GJA on the NMC. The board chair of the Ghana News Agency, Mr. Ransford Tete, himself a former editor of the Daily Graphic, is also to replace Mr. Osei Kwejo Ado on the Public Interest and Accountability Committee as a representative of the GJA. The change of representation on the governance institutions is one of the major decisions taken by the new national executive of the GJA since taking office this July 2022. So a press statement dated 26 July, signed and issued by the General Secretary of the GJA, Kofi Yeboah, said the nominations take effect from Monday, 1st of August 2022 and have consequential effect, including any other body that the GJA representatives may serve on, flowing from their membership of the NMC and PIAC respectively. So that is the story. Kobe Asma and then Gabriel Busumpem to replace
Kobe Asma and
then Brides.
So
Gabriel.
If Mornign and Brides Blewu have now, they're done. They're stepping aside, and then Kobe Asma and then Gabriel Busumpem. Yeah. Gabriel has been around for quite a while. Some tall, dark man who used to work at Media General once upon a time. He used to read the news and all. Yeah. So let's see how these people replace the old folks and what they also bring on board, and then wish that bring more development to the media sector in general. All right. Okay. So by that, we'll wrap up Matters Horizon. Okay, so if you have any thoughts and comments to share with us on all that we've talked about today, please do so by sending your messages to us on WhatsApp line, which is on your screen. You can send us the messages and we'll reach to the rest of the world to know that. And we'll take a quick detour. When we come back, it will be the time for Sports in Minutes, and the goddess of sports, Precious Azuma, will be on standby for all the details. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Dr. Andrew Akutu. I'm the Managing Director of Hstv Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, everything became a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, can all be done and made available in one place. And at all times, to emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Homes provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred, embalm the body using the most modern techniques. We will keep the body or store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Nearer the time of the funeral, we will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory in Ghana at the moment, which services not only Ghana but also Côte d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only two privately managed cemeteries in Accra at the moment. All it takes, literally, is one telephone call and perhaps 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for you. There are several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family. Often enough, the sum paid to the family may not be sufficient to cover the basic needs the family requires. That is where the Prudential Dignity Plan comes into its own and is significantly different, because what the Prudential Dignity Plan ensures are the services that will be required, so that it does not matter whether 5 years or 10 years after the insurance was taken, those services will be provided regardless of the fact that the costs may have gone up. Once you are insured, your services are covered. It doesn't matter how long before the death occurs.
Dignity Farewell Plan from Prudential Life Insurance, in partnership with Hstv Funeral Homes, is providing families with over a decade of experience and peace of mind when it comes to saying goodbye to your loved ones.
This is Hstv, grateful for your time. Training, training, training. Are you creative? Are you willing to learn? Are you interested in the media? Well, Hstv has an opportunity for you. Get training in camera handling, video editing, motion graphics, program presenting, MTR, sound engineering, news reporting, and casting.
In Accra to speak to some commercial drivers.
Why don't you call these numbers 054 6833 724 or 0240 300 507.
Welcome back, and this is still Healthy Morning live on Hstv. My name is Precious Azuma. It's time for sports in a minute. And starting off with the stories, Hearts of Oak striker Kofi Koji and Frederick and Sampoche have mutually agreed with the club to part ways. Kofi Koji rejoined Hearts of Oak from Qatari side Muthasi on a 2-year deal last season, of which made 22 appearances and scored 7 goals. The 27-year-old leaves the club with a year remaining on his contract. Kofi Koji, who has fallen out of favor with top officials of the club, including the technical team, is expected to be paid all his outstanding due after agreeing to leave the club. Midfielder Frederick and Samboche also departs the club after having his contract terminated. The 25-year-old joined Hearts of Oak from Liberty Professionals 2 seasons ago as a free agent and made 23 appearances for the Phobians. Also, the Ghana Football Association has announced the teams that would make up 2 groups for the upcoming Division 1 League Super Cup. The 8 teams taken from the different zones in the Division 1 League have been split into groups of 2 of 4 as well. And in Swatraman FC and Kotoku Royals, who will both play in the Ghana Premier League next season, will be in Group A alongside Abusia Dwarfs and Liberty Professionals. And in Group B, we have FC Samatex, who will also play in the 2022-23 Ghana Premier League. Will face Tamale City, Tamale Youth and Apostles Young. The tournaments will be played from August 16 to August 22, 2022, which is coming next month. The Ghana Premier League champions Kumasi Asante Kotoko have unveiled their home away kits for the 2022-23 football season. However, the jersey seeks to celebrate His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Oseiutu II, whom they describe as a pillar of the club. The kits were produced by Italian manufacturer following the signing of a 3-year deal with the defending champions of the Ghana Premier League. Now let's do some Women's League now, and the Black Princesses will depart Accra for France today to continue preparation for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. Head coach Ben Foucault and his team will face the France national Under-20 side on Friday, July 29, as part of preparations for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica. Well, now moving away from the local stories, let's do some European stories now. And former Chelsea and Liverpool defender Glenn Johnson has blasted Jess Lingard over his decision to join Nottingham Forest, claiming it is purely motivated by money. Lingard officially moved to Forest last week, having left Manchester United early in the summer upon the expiry of his contract. The talented attacking midfielder was the subject of much interest with West Ham and Newcastle, as well as Leicester City and Tottenham, are said to be keen on signing the 29-year-old. But however, having had a successful loan spell with the Irons in 2021, it was assumed that David Moyes' side would win the race of Lingard's signature, but they were unable to reach an agreement with the England international. And that'll be all on Sports a Minute today, live on Hstv. My name is Precious Azuma. Healthy Morning still continues.
Just Gone Down was a song by the man himself, Joe Metal, ascribing thanks and glory to the old man up there. Back in the day, today Wednesday would have been worship in most of the basic schools. So wherever you find yourself, it's not too late. Bow down your head and say a word of prayer to the old man up there for giving us a brand new day. You're welcome once again to Healthy Morning, and this segment is Stay Alive. My name is Stephanie Ejochina Manyana, and today we're going to talk about preeclampsia with a registered midwife, Rabiata Farawa Saraminta. Lots of people have heard about it, and then it looks like the signs and symptoms that are rather visible, people are misconstruing that and taking that for something else. Mostly it is about, swollen feet in women, in pregnant women, I should put it that way. And then a lot of people think that it's because they're going to have male bones, but that may not be the case for all of you. So our discussion today, then you have to pay attention to learn a thing or two out of it. Hopefully we'll open the phone lines at point in time so you can call in and ask whatever question you have concerning preeclampsia, and it's interactive, so the thoughts, comments are also welcome via the WhatsApp numbers at the right hand side of the screen. We are also active on all our socials. On YouTube is Hstv Live. You can head on there, follow us, subscribe, and then get more videos as to when we post them, and then get into the comment section as well beneath and leave your messages and your comments on the discussion we are going to have today. So it's preeclampsia, and I've been joined in the studio by resident midwife Rabiatu Afariwa Saraminta. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hope everything is good.
Everything is good.
But I want to find out from you, preeclampsia, we also have eclampsia.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between the two?
So preeclampsia is the beginning stages, the early stages of that particular condition, and then the eclampsia is actually the elevated version of preeclampsia.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But today we want to treat preeclampsia.
Exactly.
So what exactly does it mean?
So it's a condition in pregnancy. It comes along just because you're pregnant.
You're pregnant.
Yes. So apart from pregnancy, you're not going to get anybody having preeclampsia.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is because you have certain traits, especially high blood pressure. Yes. There's also diabetes and other conditions that may put you at a disposing fact to having the preeclampsia.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it all has to do with your your blood pressure shooting up.
Sometimes but it's a key factor. Your blood will shoot up, and then your urine will have protein in it. Normally we all have protein in our urines, but during that stage the urine has extra protein than normal. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And for a pregnant woman, what should be the normal blood pressure?
So for a pregnant woman, usually the normal blood pressure for us, an average human being, will be somewhere around 100/80 to somewhere 128/90 or 80.
Okay.
When you fall pregnant or when you get pregnant, your blood pressure would lower a bit down to the 90s.
Okay.
So you have something like 95/80, 95/70, and it would be normal. Sometimes,
would be normal.
Yes. Sometimes you come back to your 110/80, 110/70.
Okay.
You will still be in the normal ranges. Yes. But in cases of preeclampsia, you have a woman getting above 140/100, 140/90. That's how her blood pressure will shoot up. It's almost like someone who is having hypertension outside of not being pregnant.
Okay.
Yes. So, characterized by the urine having the protein in it, the high blood pressure with the urine having protein in it, and then swollen feet, arms, faces, and legs would let us know that you are having preeclampsia.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to start off with the blood pressure. So is it just because you're pregnant, that's why it will lower down to, get into the 90s and all
Yes.
of that? Just because you're pregnant?
Just because you're pregnant, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because your blood has to give some to the baby coming. Oh. There's increase of hormones, decrease of this, increase of this and that. Okay, so it's around the time that your blood pressure will just be a little bit lower than usual. Yes, but it will be normal just because you're pregnant. That range is normal for you.
Okay. Yes. And when you say protein in urine, what exactly does that entail?
All right, so initially I said all of us have proteins in our urine. Yes. When we eat, our system digests everything and then takes off whatever it is that it wants to take, and then it discards off the waste via poo-pooing and then urine.
Passing urine.
Yes.
Right.
So usually we find some of the protein traits in whatever we eat through the urine that we pee out. Okay. However, with the pregnant woman having protein in her urine, it should be as normal as the rest of us. But once it gets higher, then there's a problem. That means your kidney is not able to function properly. Yes.
Yesterday we had a conversation about the kidney diseases and all of that. But how is the pregnant woman supposed to identify that is way too much in the urine?
Well, she won't be able to identify it. So that is why antenatals is encouraged, because when you come there, we request a sample of your urine, and then we have a litmus paper that we use to check the ranges, and then we have the normal range for you, and then when it is not supposed to be. So you get a pregnant woman coming home with that pink book that she has. You open, and then there's a place that we check the urine, and you would see that we have put a plus sign there, plus with red pen. That will let you know that your urine is not good for you.
Good for yes. Oh, okay. And at what stage of the pregnancy would the woman start the antenatal for you to be able to test all these things?
All right. So once you fall pregnant or you get pregnant and you start your antenatal, that is when you miss your period. You check at home, and then you find out that you are positive. You come to the hospital.
So
and
this may be like a 1 week testing. You realize that you are positive.
The urine is supposed to be harvested and tested every time that you come. To the antenatals until you put to bed.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So from the very moment you come to the hospital, I'm pregnant, and we do all the investigations. Your urine is part of the investigations that we'll do. Subsequently, you'll be asked to come monthly. Every month you come, we are going to request that you give us a sample of your urine, and then we are going to check. So you enter the latter part of your pregnancy, the 3rd trimester, where you would come fortnight or 2 weeks. That's who we will ask, and then when you start coming weekly, we would ask for your urine too, so the baby is out. Yes.
And what's the appropriate way to check for your pregnancy status? Is it using the test kit at home, or you think that you need to go to the hospital and do the blood test?
Well, it depends. There are certain girls when they fall pregnant, their hormones don't react early or quick enough for them, so you would use the home test kits, and then you will prove negative, but your period won't be coming. Then we would suggest that you have the blood serum test. With that, the hormones get into your blood first to give your information around that you are beginning to get pregnant. So it's easier for you to spot whether you are pregnant or not using the blood serum test.
That's that you can't do by yourself.
Exactly, you would need the lab.
Yes. A health facility. Okay, I want to find out why that stage of the pregnancy can preeclampsia set in, because you mentioned that any stage of the pregnancy. How come it doesn't have any particular stage of the pregnancy?
So preeclampsia, like I said earlier on, is because of high blood pressure and certain stresses. Yes. Okay, so it depends on whenever. Usually, it is suspected that when your placenta is not working properly, or it has stopped working. Instead of it to work, it has stopped. That predisposes you to getting the preeclampsia. So any time during your pregnancy when your placenta has stopped working.
And it's abnormal for it to stop working.
It's very abnormal.
So what will result in that to stop working?
You don't know what will happen, what will cause it to stop working. But once it stops working, it is dangerous. You might lose your baby because something placenta abruptio. Your placenta has detached from your womb. So that means baby won't be able to feed and baby might die. Yes.
So even at the maybe first month of the pregnancy,
it can happen.
It can happen.
It can happen. Yes.
Wow. And you really can't find any reason why it happens
at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can say that then the causes of preeclampsia is, the blood pressure shooting up, and then the too much of protein in the urine.
Yes.
Okay.
They aren't the causes. They are actually the symptoms or the signs
of preeclampsia.
But the cause is not known. The cause is not known. It has been an assumption or prediction that it could be because the placenta has stopped working. Some researchers say sometimes it's in your genes. When your sister, your mother, or a female relative ever had it, you might have.
It can be passed on.
Yes.
Oh.
So we can't actually point what in particular causes the preeclampsia.
But you can point to the symptoms.
Yes, it can be linked to these things that I've mentioned.
Oh. Wow. So how about the swelling of the body?
So the swelling is a sign. So it starts from wherever it is. If it is starting with the high blood pressure, you would go to the hospital and then your pressure shoots up. We will start giving you medications to, maintain or, manage your high blood pressure. We will tell you about it. And then your urine will get a protein and we will ask you to sip water frequently. Now the problem is when they come and we tell them, Madam, they think it's just about buying a sachet of water and gulping it down and then one till the next time. No. If you have to have the sachet 15 minutes interval, you would have to do that. That is numinsio. So the more you num your insio, the more you drink the water, the more you wee, the more you help your kidney get rid of some of the waste products, because it is because the kidney is finding it difficult to discard of the waste. That is what is causing you to have the protein in your urine.
Okay.
But when you drink water, it helps your kidney flush more of the toxins away. Your kidney, your liver, your spleen, all of them. So we would ask you, 15 minutes interval, you have to sip and wee, sip and wee. That will help your system up. So we would give you medications to manage your high blood pressure, and then we would ask you to drink water. Sometimes you may need bed rest. So we would ask you to rest a lot.
Even when maybe the pregnancy is not out?
When the pregnancy is not out. Sometimes you won't even know that you are having preeclampsia because there are no signs and symptoms. You are not swelling up, you don't have headache, you don't have blurry visions, which are the signs of the preeclampsia. But there are ladies who might not have it. But your urine and your blood pressure can always give us the information. So imagine I'm sitting at home and then I'm waiting because I think I'm so superstitious. I don't want people to know that I'm pregnant. So I'm staying home. I would say that Minya best is 6 months, 8 months. Then I'll go to the hospital so that I'll start antenatals and then bam, I have my babies. Preeclampsia usually happens during the early stages, around the 20th week.
Okay.
That is, if I have any family member who had suffered from hypertension before, or if I have hypertension myself, then I might have my preeclampsia around the 20th week of pregnancy. So 20th week is around 4 times 5. Yeah. So I'll be around my 5th month. And then I'll be having the preeclampsia sitting home, waiting for 8 months before I go to the hospital. And then when I get there, my baby's dead and I'll say it's the midwife.
Oh.
Okay. So around that 20th week, that the preeclampsia has started, that you are coming for antenatals, your doctor, your health team might spot it, and then you start managing you.
Okay, because of the pressure, checking the blood pressure and the urine and all of that.
Sometimes too, it might happen during your later part of pregnancy. That's the 3rd trimester, 34th week.
Oh.
That is where preeclampsia will happen. And then 34, it will be around maybe the 8th month. My main train kakran sama hospital me. Then you'll be staying home. The stain will be happening. Oh, my palms are swollen, my legs are swollen.
So it's like the entire body swells up.
Your body will react to it. If you are stubborn, your body is not stubborn. Okay, so your body, you will be having headaches. You will go and tell that old lady, oh, and then you'll be sitting down. You have swollen feet, and then you'll be sitting down.
But do we have people who do not go for antenatal classes
yes, we do.
until they give birth?
We do.
So they're able to take care of themselves at home?
Yes, they say they're able to take care of themselves, but they come and then you get certain, mishaps around.
Okay.
Yes, so you get all these symptoms from your body. That is the response to the preeclampsia, and then you might be home till it gets to the eclampsia stages where you would have to start fitting. You have seizures, which are by then it is too much, and then you might lose your baby.
Wow.
Yes.
We'll come to that stage. So would you say the swelling of the entire body comes with pain or no?
Some come, some do not come with pain. Yes. So it depends on what you're feeling or what you're seeing. And then the swelling will come, it's like you become a ball. It happens a day or two. And then you become bloated and you become fat. Just within this years. So, Bema, I want to cry and tough.
Why are they associating that to twins and a male child and all of that?
Well, cultures. So that's the African culture we have. They think, what our elderlies will be saying to us, whenever a woman is swelling up, it's a boy. It's sometimes predictions that someone had been able to predict and it has fallen true. So 1, 2, 3 women are able to predict and it falls so we think that's how it's supposed to be. But it's not always right that being swollen will be linked to having a baby boy.
And some come with pain,
yes.
Some doesn't come with pain. Okay, let's talk about the other symptoms. You mentioned the blurry vision and all of that.
So you would have blurry vision, you would be dizzy.
And that is also at any stage of the pregnancy?
Yes, once the preeclampsia sets in, you are going to have that. So you will be feeling very dizzy, lightheadedness and all that.
But these symptoms...
Very good. They are all signs that you experience just because you are pregnant.
Yes.
That is why you need to come to the hospital. Way abnormal. That is why you need to come there. Because I may be feeling dizzy because my blood is low. I'm beginning to get anemic in pregnancy. Okay. And then you would say, I enter for and I'll be sitting down. Maybe it's not a DDA something, it's just because of preeclampsia. I'll be having severe headaches. Sit home, sit down. And I say you are being lazy. That is when you get the other version of the elders who think you are lazy just because you are pregnant. You have your you vomit a lot, severe vomiting and nausea, no serious one. However, there's another condition in pregnancy that comes with being severely nauseous and vomiting. How will I tell that it is that condition of preeclampsia? Okay, I have shoulder pains, I have waist pains, I have body pains. So how will I know that it is this particular condition and not this one? All right, and I'll be sitting home. These are the signs of preeclampsia. However, they are also the same signs that other conditions will give you. So you need to come to us.
Wow. If I'm looking at how practical this can be, then it means that all the time pregnant women have to be in the hospital.
Yes. Because
waking up in the morning feeling headache or experiencing headache when you're pregnant, you definitely know that is because your entire body is changing.
Yes. Sometimes they feel that once this lady was able to do it all by herself, I'll be able to do that too. And then we forget to understand that you are different from me. We don't even eat banku on the same day. You eat banku in the morning, I will do it in the evening. We are the same. Are we?
No.
We aren't. Exactly. So you would have to come to the hospital for us to know that, okay, with these signs and these symptoms that you are giving, it is linking you to this and not that. And then at least when we tell you and you go home, you know that I'm managing myself for this particular condition and not the other one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Would you say it goes from mild to severe then?
Yes, it does. So with the mild stages, I'll just have my BP shooting up and then my urine having the protein. However, with the severe, I would have severe headache coming on. That is where my blurry vision will be so high, I won't be able to breathe properly. Yes, I say, that's how they say it. Yes, and then I'll have pains around my tummy area. So usually around the right side of the part a little bit lower around your rib region. That will be where the pain will be coming from. And then the swelling will be coming in too much than normal.
But does the swelling, reduce and then come back?
No,
Isn't
it
that
doesn't
off
reduce.
something?
It doesn't reduce. That's because your kidney is not able to get rid of everything. So it keeps everything, harbors all the fluids and everything, and then you swell up like a balloon.
I'm tempted to say that the preeclampsia is more like a kidney problem in pregnant women.
It's not just kidney.
Okay.
Because your body is a network.
Okay.
During pregnancy, it's a network. So your heart is beating extra than it's supposed to. Your blood is being increased extra just because of the baby. And then there's the placenta, which needs to be fed properly. Okay, so all these come into play, and not just the kidney. Yeah.
So how dangerous is this thing? Does it affect the baby or the mother or both?
So it can affect just the baby. It can affect the mother, and it can affect both of you.
Okay, let's start from the mother.
So with the mother, that is where you have the signs that you are feeling.
Yes.
When you have your baby, you might still go through the preeclampsia for 6 weeks or more.
Oh, after you put to bed,
Yes,
you
after.
still be experiencing the body
Exactly.
pains, the swelling of the
Yes,
feet,
especially
and all
the blood pressure. It will be high for more than 6 weeks, and you'll be put on hypertension drugs or BP managing drugs. Yeah. Because with the preeclampsia, we have one that starts early during your pregnancy. We have one that starts midway. We have the ones that start after you have delivered, a day or two after you are delivered.
Okay.
So it depends on which one of them, and then the kind of management that you'll be giving.
Wow.
There are instances where you have no choice than to get your baby out. Usually with a severe preeclampsia, for you not to get into the eclampsia stage, you would have to take your baby out via CS.
Oh, so you
induce
can predict.
Yes.
Oh.
Your blood pressure, and then your urine will help.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that's how it affects the mother. Okay. And how about the baby?
With the
Does the baby
baby,
come out as a normal baby?
usually the baby, chances of it coming out as a normal baby is minimal. You get them having, hearing and seeing impairments when they are born. Sometimes your baby would come out very small because your placenta couldn't supply the necessary nutrients to the baby, and then sometimes you would lose the baby altogether. Yeah.
So who is more exposed to this? Is it a first-time mom or
All
the
right.
many times mom?
So we have the first time mom. Just because it's your first time getting pregnant, you might have preeclampsia. It's a might. It doesn't mean just because you have your first pregnancy you would have, because sometimes the preeclampsia can even go away on its own when you do the numisio properly. Sorry.
Okay.
So the first time mom will get it.
Let me activate the phone line so we'll come to the
All
first time mom. So you can call in and ask your questions concerning preeclampsia. First time moms are equally prone to preeclampsia. It can happen at any stage of the pregnancy. So if you're experiencing any of these signs, swollen feet, swelling around the body, severe headaches, feeling nauseous, feeling dizzy, blurred vision, and you are not too sure, call us and then speak with our resident midwife who has joined us in the studio today to have this discussion on preeclampsia. 0302 776 379. So call us and let's talk about all that you're talking about. So this is more like a pregnancy-based condition. So if you're pregnant, or even if you know someone who is pregnant, even if it's your wife, your sister, your mom who is pregnant, call us and then let's talk about it. Whatever question you have, Rabia Tuwafarawa Saraminta, our resident midwife, will touch on that for you. So call us 0302 776 379 or send us your message on WhatsApp, and you have the numbers at the right hand side of your screen. Rabi, let's continue with the first time mom.
All right, so just because you're first time mom, you would have it sometimes to changing daddies. So you have a daddy that you've had about 3 kids with, and then you change to another daddy. Just because it's your first time having a baby for that daddy, you would be exposed to preeclampsia.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm wondering how you're using that with changing daddies.
Yeah, so it depends on what is making you change. So
Really?
maybe daddy.
So then it would be the problem of the man, right?
No.
Really?
It's just because your system is getting familiar with a new person's child, a new daddy, yeah.
Oh.
And then
So it could be that you have a baby with this daddy A, you have
Yes.
3 kids,
Yes.
and you didn't experience
You
anything
wouldn't
like
experience,
preeclampsia.
but daddy B will come in and then you will
And then
be.
daddy B is bad
It's
luck.
not daddy B.
But it's you.
It's
It's
your
still
system,
you.
yes. So it's like, okay, so this is new. Where am I? Who is this? I'm not coming to respond to this person. I'm used to this person, and I'm now changing to this.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
you
speak with
see.
my first caller from
All right.
Lima. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, tell us your name, please.
Hi. Cool. I'm Nakasa from Lima. Nakasa from
Okay, please go ahead.
Lima, yeah. I would like to, when a woman is pregnant, the temperature is low. When the temperature is low, so what is the issue towards that?
Okay. Rabbi, I think I got that. When a woman is pregnant and then the temperature is low,
All right,
so
so
that also leads to preeclampsia.
oh no, it
Not at
won't.
all.
It won't.
Okay.
But it could be that she's feeling cold, so you would let her take in warm stuff, soups and drinks, warm drinks. Put some warm clothes on for her to feel warm.
To feel well. She
Yes.
needs cuddling.
Yeah, she needs it. And then you would, sometimes it's because she's becoming anemic, so you would have to report to the hospital so that we run various tests to know what in particular is causing her to feel that way.
Okay, let me speak with another person from Kaswa. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, what's your name?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, I want to ask a question. The pain at the rib cage that most of the times some time ago when I was pregnant, I had the same feeling. And I miscarried 2 times. It has happened to me 2 times. I wonder if it is that preeclampsia they're talking about.
Okay, Rabbi, did you get that? I could hardly hear you, but I don't know.
Alright,
if
so
you
she
did.
was talking about the
Okay.
pain around the ribs.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily preeclampsia. Once you are pregnant and you're having that pain, you would have to have other symptoms too, apart from just the pain. Okay, so I'm having the pain, I'm having severe headache, my urine is plus whenever I go to the midwife. My BP is high whenever I go to the midwife. I'm swelling up. Then I have preeclampsia.
And
So
then
I've mentioned
the midwives will communicate all that to you.
Yes,
Okay.
they would. So you go to the BP area and then the lady checking your BP will tell you, Mommy, BP na kostro. 1. You go and then the midwife will ask you to go and we bring your urine and then we put that stick in it, the litmus paper in it. We check and then it is high. Then they will tell you, Mommy, Johnson ye. Nti ya numunsuo bebre. 2. Mommy, you go to the consulting room, then they ask you, what's your problem today? For a while now, I've been having severe headaches. I can't feel my feet when I'm walking. I do 3.
Okay.
All right. So there's severe headache. There's the BP going high, and then the urine also not being good.
Okay.
Then you would know
You
that.
know that this-
So if it happens
preeclampsia.
continuously for about 2 weeks or more,
Okay.
then you will know that you have preeclampsia.
Preeclampsia.
Yeah.
Okay, I have Joanne on the line. Good morning, Joanne.
Good morning.
Okay, please go ahead with your
I
question.
have a question. I have a friend, she's pregnant.
Hello.
Please, she's pregnant.
Okay.
And she has been, hello. She has been getting her
Joanne.
menstruation every month.
Joanne.
Hello.
Joanne.
Hello.
Okay, listen to me. Listen to me, and can you move away from the TV set, okay?
Okay. Okay, hello.
Okay, can you go ahead?
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Please, can you hear me? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
So I have a friend, she's pregnant, but she was, she always gets a menstruation, but we just found out last week that she's pregnant, but she always gets a menstruation. I don't get it. I don't know why she's pregnant.
How did she find out she was pregnant?
She fainted and they took her to the hospital.
The hospital?
Pregnant.
Okay. And how long has she been menstruating?
I just came back. Yeah. She was in a period. She always gets a menstruation. We asked her, she always gets, because she stays around our house. When she got her menstruation, we were all around. Every month she always gets. But is it last week? She fainted and they took her to the hospital. She's pregnant. So I didn't get that. But she was in a period that day now.
Okay. We'll talk about that. Thank you, Joan, for calling us from West Legon.
All right, so should I tackle that?
Yes.
Finish. Yes. All right, so being pregnant and having your menses is not proper. It's not proper at all. So it could be that she was spotting. And not necessarily menses. Okay, when you get pregnant, this is how it is. Okay, when I get pregnant, when the baby is fixing itself to my womb, the fixing will cause me to bleed or see some blood in my panties. So sometimes we mistake it for menses. It can happen for 2 days or 3 days, but it won't fill my pad. Okay. Now, when the baby fixes itself and it is done, then pregnancy process will start coming, then baby will start getting big. If I'm bleeding, then it means that there's a problem with my womb, there's something with my vagina, or there's a problem with the baby. The baby is not right. So my body is trying to get rid of the baby.
Whoa.
Yes. So it is not just that it is strange that she's pregnant and she's menstruating and we have something like, no.
Yeah, and one doesn't get it.
Yes, she doesn't have to get it. It's not right. Okay, so that is why she fainted. Okay, there's a condition going on. There's a problem somewhere that we are not finding out yet. So she is thinking that she can hide behind the menses.
Okay.
Yes, it is good that she even fainted and went to the hospital.
Okay.
Sometimes we can stop it if you come to the hospital early enough. So it is good that your friend has gone to the hospital. Okay. Allow your doctors. And it could be that she hasn't been pregnant all this while. She got pregnant last month.
Okay.
And then this is the time that the baby is fixing itself. Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
So is it prone to first time?
No. Every kind of mom can have it. First time, second, third can
many
have
times,
it.
Mom.
Yes, many times.
Let me speak with my last caller, then we come back to our call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hi. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
My name is Gifty, calling from Medina.
Okay, please go ahead.
My name is Gifty, calling from Medina.
Okay, Gifty, please go ahead.
Okay, I want to speak to you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so, the person by my name is my name is na any woman show na saba. So, the name is na any woman show no me down so na my woman apa. By my name is this is Shadamba. Instead of last month, June, no longer was about on the 8th. I'm on the 8th, never on the 10th. Last, your cousin, me and Uncle was about on the 8th. I'm on the 8th, never on the 10th. And June, no longer I'm about on the 10th. I'm about 22nd. This month, Uncle, me about 22nd. And then it's a 27th. And my checking so my control test I check here she means say when mana say visa then me say dia area na say dia na ha me you just meaning I dia me say me
okay
my kina me say friend na wa church mu so a church
yo yeah that's say wo friend you know back bon komo na anya yeah that's it.
All right, so when you get intimate, say one bema share ni honsuo no. Say na kono. Once na ye bie champagne na ekọ proof na a spread across from. Aha, sa pepe e na so omo ho ba eye. Nti okọ inside na eye proof na abo wa wo de na no. Nti so nbe bo a wo de na say proof na de aka no. Say champagne na kosra na apete egu me boa.
Yes.
Nti sa pepe na it hits your cervix. And then
it's still in there.
Yes.
And then it comes out.
Na afide enya abotre. Na ebo wa wo de na no so a. Wo system wa wo de na say every time wo tu nkosi a when you are ovulating.
Okay.
Ebe bie kakra nti ebo a kakra be rem. Kito ebi na be rem sperms be bre wom. Nanso na enye ni nyina na ebe kom. Okay, once it splashes and hits it, some would enter kakra be kom. Na de aka no. Eshegu. Se bema no unsi odoso a. Ebeba outside. Se no unsi ondoso na e very thicker. And na obenya se ni nyina beka ho no.
Oh, okay. So
sometimes
some is going to come
exactly.
out. Okay.
But when say being bra, sometimes you say for like the intimacy is going on very well. The cause na ya ode. For no so and da. Munsi on doso. Okay, inti ba women e bi beba. Na de aka na kum. Inti eba men you worried. Say ufo say eba too much, eshegu too much, now you're worried that. Say only ni share we na ne ho nsuo no ba ne ho ba wi a da ho flat na ma usisi so kosro kakra. Say na bia ube won say at least ebe slide akọ inside. That is if you feel say still say bibi nko ana o feel say be brain nko ho no ye. Okay. Ena enye because say inso in bema ne nso na ehwegu ntina on 5 na there be it has to do with you. Likely say inso na ma oye obano the chemicals in the hormones in you that makes you a woman e bia na endorse. So what I say. Ena e bia so na woni ni nhia abra wo tunkosia when you are not ovulating and you get intimate, you won't get pregnant.
Okay.
Yes. And as I say, so okay, say into mature nyama mi ensa. First no, be ma ni so na eba no, no problem. So I say, and
the brain swap on your face.
Ma osisi so na e bi nko echi kakra ma.
It works.
Yes.
It's going to
some
flow
feel,
inside.
Some feel. At least the direction is vetted down, so you know it will be sign each other.
Oh. So if you don't want to get pregnant, you can rather.
No, it won't work. Like I said, the principle is once the sperm splashes onto your cervix, if your cervix is open, whatever you do, at the moment where there is the splash, some will enter. Until by the time he even comes out from you on the bed, what will have to enter has already entered. Into Berman Becca so in and from Krana sperms now continue for now be general I said I can be sure. No,
it's already gone.
Once it's gone, a lock it and no yapon. That is how it works. So by 15 minutes I would be show my dress and my could dry blah blah blah. I've already started the pregnancy process. Yes, it takes from 15 to 45 minutes for the pregnancy process to start. Now 15 to 45 no by then after me that ne so ne chest na so honey what are we now blah blah blah. We've started becoming pregnant. Okay. Yes. And that's
so when do you take the contraceptive to stop that?
So when you take the contraceptive, it's advised that once you get up from the bed, go and bath, clean yourself, you swallow the pill. Yes. And then the pill will get
the next day,
it starts becoming less effective. Okay. So the pill goes in there to separate them. And we know that you guys have come together. No. There's no fusion. You burn, you die.
So you taking the pill, when's the deadline?
You taking the pill, you have only 2 to 5 days. But as the days goes by, na shit. Because you can't wait for me to hug my friend, send my friend home, introduce my friend to everybody before you say it's yours. So it's the same thing.
Okay.
So if that day now I see my friend, oh I like you, let's go home, you come and tell me no, don't go home.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. So and then the messes too. Messes and send our ban. I say one time in share. It's not by force say to say May dinner by 8th no. Enye in share say they be embra 8th of any month, 8th June, 8th July, 8th August. That be anya sana messes ban. A bit me ban say 2 days early. Into 2 days early from 8 sip. So what I say. And now 2 days late into about 10th and 11th. Sometimes to we do any DM why stress yare uni moja uni say it will affect menses na mana twa ko enim ofa pills say line no either ebeko echi and ebeko enim what I say. So there are various reasons and into a person won fire if now to me fire into it is advised say obeko hospital opa say pe a rash gidigidi bia obeka say o me call hospital meche and all that no. Co family planning units no o do hospital bia co family planning units na ka chom so person 5 number boa.
Okay,
right.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. Give us your last verse and touch on how we can reduce the risk of preeclampsia recurrence of the wrap up.
All right, so with the preeclampsia occurring no, you can't all you have to do is come to the antenatal as often as possible so that whenever it starts, because it's an abrupt something. You might be feeling normal and then it starts. So you come to the hospital, we tell you, and then you are good to go. You should make sure that you sip a lot of water when you're pregnant.
Okay.
And yes, such a bako a day, no. Sip at least 15-30 minutes be a man, so run it in your mouth and swallow it. Wee a lot, have good rest. Don't be stressed up. Usually it even happens amongst those ladies they haven't settled down with a man yet, and then the family is on them would they insult a bar and so they are all stressed out. Don't do that. Get away from the stresses. Don't elevate your high blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, if you have diabetes, if you are obese, you are too big than normal, if you are not eating right and you want to get pregnant, you would have to make sure that all these things are checked before you fall pregnant, because they can affect your pregnancy. Okay. Yes, that's how it is.
Okay, can you give us a social media?
So you can find me on Facebook. I have a health page, Aferiwa Health Hub, or Aferiwa Asariminta, any of the social media handles, you get me there. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Just ended my discussion with
This is Hstv, grateful for your time. Training. Are you creative? Are you willing to learn? Are you interested in the media? Well, Hstv has an opportunity for you. Get training in camera handling, video editing, motion graphics, program presenting, MTR, sound engineering, news reporting, and casting.
In Accra to speak to some commercial drivers.
Why don't you call these numbers 054 6833 724 or 0240 300 507.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa Nai. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a Pro Wealth Plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pro Wealth Plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pru Wealth Plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
The die is cast. The battle lines are drawn for Africa's most beautiful voice reality show.
30 super talented contestants.
14 thrilling and exciting weeks. The affections and tensions.
Who will be crowned the first most beautiful voice this year?
Who will walk home with 1-year recording deal and money in the bank?
Don't miss this exciting music reality show live on HSTV.
If you're wondering what will happen next, stay glued to HSTV for the unfolding details.
The show premieres on HSTV on the 30th of July 2022 at the GBC forecourt at 5 p.m.
Africa's most beautiful voice reality show is brought to you by HSTV in partnership with Veru Productions. Africa's most beautiful voice reality show.
This is your time to shine.
All right, welcome back from the break. Just gone by was an interesting conversation on Stay Alive with Stephanie and our resident midwife, Rabiatu Afarawa Minta. And so it's time for us to get into another kind of conversation that has to do with digital skills. Most often people are locked up on in terms of having to have that kind of idea, in terms of having to even navigate around the new current social media things that we have. Sometimes you're even lost in terms of how to even set up your settings properly and all that. We are in a digital realm, if I should say, and if you are very conversant with the political scene, we have a vice president who is championing digitalization, and hence we have the Ministry of Communication and Digitalization. So it should all let you know that this is a time where you need to upgrade your skills in the digital skills or digital area. So we're going to have that conversation about how to learn or grab the skills in terms of you being a graduate or even undergraduate, or even as young as you may be, there's still opportunity for you to learn and better yourself in that space. So to help us do that, we have a communication manager from IIPGH, that is Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, in the person of Abraham Fifi Mensah Selby, to have that conversation with us. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right, so let's zoom straight into the conversation. We want to talk about digital skills, essentially. What are we talking about?
Okay, so when we say digital skills in the 21st century, the digital skills is basically talking about the use of digital resources like the computer devices and stuff. And it goes in some certain parameters.
Okay.
So the digital skills goes in terms of communication, critical thinking.
Okay.
It goes with ability to solve problem, being creativity.
Okay.
So these are basically the things that the digital skills are trying to achieve every time, and also the transactional level within your workspace or your career.
Okay.
So basically, that is how.
That is what it is. So, what are some of the basic skills that we can talk about when we talk about? I mean, you mentioned some few.
Okay.
So critical thinking and all those things, but is it not similar to soft skills?
Yeah. So these are related to soft skills, but in terms of the digital space that we are in. And what we look at is that if you are able to solve a problem, what the digital resources you are going to use it to solve a problem.
Okay.
So you know, like we have a problem at hand in a country, but how can we solve the problem? The ability to solve the problem it comes with a critical thinking. It comes with communication, because I'm able to communicate with you to have to know the problem at hand, to be creative enough to solve that problem. So some of the digital skills sometimes include social media marketing, data analytics, programming, coding, analyzing, how to even bring content together. It's all related to the digital skills. And we are in the era that we cannot go without that.
All right. So I remember this, just a certain example of what you just said. So at a point in time, there's this mobile money thing that came up. But there was supposed to be a synergy between the telcos to be able to send money. So then we give birth to interoperability, where the vice president was able to, so there was some sort of a communication there, and then a use of the technical or digital skills to implement that. Perfect. So at what point should one begin to venture into learning these digital skills?
Okay, so let's start from the perspective from children. With the children perspective, we realize that even at the age of 6 years, a child can start learning from that. Now, let me give a practical scenario. We went to start from kindergarten, crèche, and other stuff. We were taught how to learn English, Ga, Twi, and other stuff. It's a language that we've been able to come up from childhood up to now, so we've been able to master it. If we are able to invest the digital skills arena into from childhood infancy, by the time that we go, we'll be growing up with it.
No doubt.
So if today, like, we are speaking English language as a language that we have learned from childhood, if we are able to speak digital skills today, it depends on where we are starting from. So if we start the digital skills from at the age of 6 years, by the time we get to 25 years, we are much versed. We can do so many powerful things. And that is what India has been able to do. So in terms of digital skills, in terms of the age, you can start from childhood. And there are so many programs children can do. And let me tell you, the children are even creative more than we, the adults.
I know you IIPGS have been going around teaching about coding and programming and all those things.
So we started training the children from age of 6 up to now, and you see the amazing thing the children are doing, and when they have an interest in it. IPGH have also championed that there are some gaps in the rural area, so they have to go and now push the coding to the kids. Currently, we have gone about 5 regions, and we are still trying to get more people in touch for us to do the coding.
In all these, we need data.
Yes, we need data.
If you don't have the data are not available, as in the telcos data, that's what I mean. If it's not available in those rural areas, how do you even make that possible?
Okay, so in terms of the digital skills, normally it doesn't even go basically on. It's in 2 ways, whether offline and online. So we have applications that you can go online in the remote areas as well. And we also have the Internet Society as a global body. We have the Ghana chapter as well. They are also trying to make it that internet should be accessible for everyone. That is the main agenda. So Internet Society also sometimes in a year they give grants to the chapters for them to, if you have a project you want to implement or send internet to community, bring your project, then we can fund it and like bring it on.
But the Ghanaian government listening, because the last I checked, 5G is also being implemented somewhere in UK and all elsewhere, but we are still at the 4G.
Yes. So
even the 4G, I'm not too sure whether it's exactly 4G.
So what sometimes we also see is that the government have to create enabling environment for the private sector to create the resources and infrastructure through it. So it is not a role for only the government, but the individuals, then the private, we also have to come up with it. So the gap within the rural areas is that you shouldn't be limited. For me, per se, what I started that I am very conversant today is that even from my side, I didn't have computer. Like when I started this, I used to go to a friend's house, then when he's done, then I'll use the computer. At a point, even building application, I have to take some nurses, their computers, build application, go and sell it, get money, and when the computer go back, use it to repair it from a remote area. So sometimes it depends on you.
Okay. So let's take a scenario. So for instance, about you said you don't necessarily need to rely on data to get it done. You happen to be in the rural areas. There's no data. Probably don't even have a laptop or PC to even desktop to even use. How do you venture into such thing?
So with a digital skills learning, if you want to learn basically, apart from someone meeting you one-on-one, online is very important.
And online you need internet.
Yes, and you need internet to access that. And also when we get into that in the remote areas, people in the urban areas have access to it, so they can quickly learn on stuff. There's some offline programs that I'll say that you can, but you need a computer device, whether phone, tablet, or computer.
Okay.
That is very important.
Okay.
And we understand that in the rural remote areas, some people have not even seen
like a desktop for more or less than a laptop.
But so currently, so I'm trying to work out something with some agencies to ensure that we get people to support us to at least move to those remote areas, to support them. Even one PC for a school, they can even to learn something.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So let's say below 6 years, I was unable to get access to that. I've grown, I've matured, I've gone to senior high school, even possibly gone ahead to university. I'm done with uni. Unfortunately, I'm not finding any job. What can I do in terms of the digital space? What advantage can I take over?
So this is the right question to ask currently.
Okay.
You know, there is a gap within from academia and industry.
No doubt.
The things that we do in academia, when we come to the digital, the field work or the industry, it's different. I personally did IT from tertiary and stuff. My background started from agricultural science and moved to IT and that. Currently, I work in the business field, energy, then HR stuff. I'm implementing my IT skills there. Now, in the school, the things that we're supposed to use it to work when we come out of school, they don't teach us. But it depends on you, the individual.
So it goes back to our education system too. It's
yes.
Very porous.
So there is a very gap that we have to really address that.
Okay.
And also it depends on the individual. You know, like when I was in school, even what the teachers were teaching, I was doing my own thing. So even at a point, every course that I do, I have certification on it.
Okay.
You know, in university, we register course codes and other stuff. So if I'm doing data structures, web development, I go online and search and learn.
Okay. So it gets.
So I invested in myself.
Awesome.
People were having phones. They can use it to go browse sports. Sports is good, no doubt. Go and watch entertainment. Go and watch even people fighting on social media. But there are some important places that people can go and learn every time. During the COVID time, that we were in the lockdown, like I invested my time and learned. I got over 20 certifications for free. I didn't pay.
Wow.
All these things are there.
Awesome. We'll get into those sites there.
So like from graduate level, the school, the academia, there is a gap. We understand that. But it depends on you, the individual. You, the individual, have to invest your time basically on what you have. Because at a point, if I say that I didn't have a laptop, but I was able to use people's computer to learn, develop things, and started selling to schools and other companies and stuff. Then I got money to buy my own laptop.
Right, Mr. Sylvie, there's a case where you started your senior high school education in the IT sector, you said you did and ventured into IT. So you already had a pension, the like for all that. Imagine somebody who's doing, let's say, an art course, who's doing Christian religious studies, history. What have I got to do with IT?
Yes, you need it. Every profession needs IT. Even the market woman even needs to learn something. Now there is a mobile money section, and I think from
how to go about it.
Going forward, we'll be on another topic. We'll talk about some other aspect of that. Now there is a privacy, there is a security, and as part of the digital skills, staying healthy on online and safety is very important. So you need to learn that. How you can protect your information.
That's data protection.
When it comes to Ghana here, now people use mobile devices. I would say that over 40% of Ghanaians are organized. 60% are not organized.
Okay.
Why am I saying that? I have to justify that.
Of course.
People see that Gmail, we don't buy it, we don't pay. You create an account today, tomorrow you buy a new phone. I've forgotten my password. Okay, create a new one for me.
Yeah.
It's also creating a space, a junk somewhere, because we don't buy it.
Okay.
But when you are able to learn some basic digital skills, you know, okay, how to set basic password recovery. How do I secure my document? How can I push all my document and stuff even on a drive, lock it, save it. So you need it. Once you are coming from the academia level out, you even need it mostly because you are coming to learn a job and you need to learn that skills.
Good point there. So we also started by saying that, say for instance, you started with the kids below 6 years, also 6 years and above. You are teaching learning coding, programming, and all those things. So once again, using an example of somebody who has not done anything IT before, he's graduated from University Tertiary, he's not finding the job that he needs. Should I go back to learning coding, or which ones do I even start with?
Okay, so basically, it's not even learning coding.
Okay.
Let's say you are a health person or you are a journalist.
Okay.
You have an idea that we can do this.
Okay.
Okay, but you are very good in writing and stuff, communication. So when you learn a digital skill, you'll be able to, okay, fine. Even when we are writing this concept note here, you're supposed to come under this. Someone can code your communication to the real world and sell, then you become part of it.
Oh, really?
So it's not basically going to learn coding. You can even learn basic content gathering.
Okay.
You are doing research. How can I use basically data to analyze this research? We have Excel skills, data analytics skills, data visualization. Even we have internet governance courses.
Okay.
So you can become a tech policy writer, where people will finish their software, they will bring it to you, write the policies and other stuff. Legal people also needs to join. So the digital space comprises of all the sectors. People develop softwares and products and services, electronic devices. We have manuals in it. There are some people who, so if you are able to at least understand little technical things, you'll be able to write manuals and even you have communication skills and other stuff. So it is very important that you don't have to go back and learn coding. If you can learn, that is perfect for you. But there are some other skills in terms of email marketing, social media marketing. People need people to do their social media branding and other graphic designing and basic things. I have one guy that I train. I'm always proud of him, Steven. He's part of my team. He did medical lab. Medical lab technician. Once he was in Polytechnic, he came to me. I want to learn this. He started learning the graphic design, and now he does a very good job. All my graphics work out there. He does it. We get contracts outside Ghana. He's perfect on that. It depends on the mindset of the individual. What do you want to do and what do you want to learn? There are so many things you can learn from a digital space and make money for yourself, or even progress to a career level. It depends on you.
So I want us to venture into what are the possible jobs that are available for such things. But we're talking about how to be able to jump on some of the sites that offers these opportunities for you without necessarily having to pay for them. So if you can share some of these.
So basically, they can also share the.
I think my producer has a list of that. So post them on the platform also.
So basically, when we come to the digital skills opportunities as a professional and a graduate, the first platform I'm going to recommend for you is LinkedIn.
Rather?
Yeah.
LinkedIn offers.
LinkedIn has everything: learning, networking, jobs, everything.
I see.
I have over 40% of the things that I do are basically on the traditional background. 60% contracts, recommendations, networking, project, partnerships, all fall on LinkedIn.
I see.
Why? People go online and search, I want an IT tech policy analyst. They search on Google, they will see 50 minutes or so, they click. So every day I see that someone checked me from Switzerland, someone checked me from Spain, I have people that we are in a team now working on a project that I've never met them anywhere. They pushed me through LinkedIn.
Okay.
LinkedIn.
So we should always all have an account on LinkedIn.
And LinkedIn too, you have to be professional. LinkedIn is not a place that you're going to post you are eating banku, you are eating this, or you are no, it's a professional setting. And when you go there, you're very disciplined, because LinkedIn, let's say you post something, I comment. All the 5,000 people on my LinkedIn see that I've commented on your post, or I've liked your post, I've done a reaction. Then they will come and view you. Oh, okay, this person is a broadcast journalist, is a PR person. Let me get in touch with him. So it's a networking infused in it.
Okay. So based on that, what do I post? You said you shouldn't be posting eating banku and all this. What do we post on LinkedIn? Because I've seen a couple of people. You see them MMI, MCRKP, their titles.
Yeah.
Are they all those necessary things?
Yeah. So like LinkedIn, when you go to my LinkedIn profile per se, you will see a digital analyst, an HR analyst person, data analyst, information security, a whole lot of stuff.
Okay.
These are my headlines.
Okay.
These are called tags. Keywords tags. So if someone wants to send, maybe I want project manager, at least I'm supposed to come out of the list that the person is searching.
Okay.
So LinkedIn, you put in your education there.
Not limited to geographical area.
No. You put in your education background, your working background, certifications that you have background, your volunteers and stuff.
Okay.
When you have that setting, you can go in. At a point, someone got a job through me on LinkedIn. The person said, so the person, so I want to share the person. This person have done this person needs a job. And there is one guy on LinkedIn, very influential, Edward Asari.
I know him.
Yeah.
He's a friend on LinkedIn.
Edward Asari. He
works at the bank.
Yeah. And he's a digital marketer. So when he also posts such and others, and people also try to follow him. Yeah. He's doing very well. I appreciate him very well.
True.
And you showcase everything that I do. I've done some project with UN and other stuff as a volunteer. When I share, so people will go and they are interested in that.
All those things. Okay.
And when you share your achievements, the academic, the professional thing that you are doing on LinkedIn, it also helps people to connect with you.
Okay.
So people know the credibility that you have and your integrity.
Okay.
So all these things, LinkedIn is a professional place.
Okay.
You can post your academic.
Children, the social media kids, that they think they can.
Like people go there, then no,
okay.
Because I don't know. They are professors. They are people. At a point, I connected with the former UK ambassador there. She posts and he likes my post and other stuff.
I see. Interesting. All right. So that established. So if let's say you're now starting to do the IT courses, stuff like that, you don't even have a certification in any area at all.
Okay.
You still need to set up your LinkedIn account.
Yes. Okay. So let me get you on that.
Okay.
You are not started. Okay. I'm a graduate.
Okay.
National service person coming out.
Exactly.
Whilst even in school now there's a recommendation. Even now that you are in school,
don't even wait to finish before.
Yeah.
That's what
post your LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional picture.
Okay.
Don't go and post a picture you are really exposing yourself. At least a very nice
outfit. It's not for slave queens, please.
Yeah. Your impression on LinkedIn is very important. Okay. So you can set up an account today whilst you are a student, and you put it as a student, and where you are.
Okay.
You will complete the school. LinkedIn has all those parameters. It's a platform. You set it up. Then these professional courses that we have, LinkedIn have some, and not even LinkedIn, but people also post the courses that they have done on LinkedIn. Okay. So you can have their link to go to that site and do that course.
Okay.
So when you get to LinkedIn, there are some certifications. Okay, so you have this, no professional experience, no working experience, just leave it at. When you go and do internship and this, go and add it on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And also, what I would advise the youth is that try to do volunteer works. But see, today where I am is volunteer that has brought me to this far.
Okay.
And I'm still volunteering. I have organization in US that I volunteer, no pay. I use my own data and stuff. It's when I put it on my CV, it sells me out there.
Okay.
So the certifications side, the volunteer side, and also you put people that you are interested in.
Okay.
So maybe I'm interested in MTN Ghana, I'm interested in World Bank, IMF, I'm interested in IPGH, Internet Society, I'm interested in Bill Gates, I'm interested in this and that. You put all those, I'm interested in health and healthy morning. So you put in all those stuff there. So when those people post,
you easily see them.
And also connect with HR people. So in LinkedIn too, we have a section that you choose whether you are open to work. When you're open to work, recruiters find you directly.
It shows on your
some green thing on your distance. So that's the professional, and most people don't know that. People will go and register. TikTok is fine. I'm not talking again in social. Facebook, they are all fine, good platforms. But for your professional lifestyle, your professional link that people can search you through. If you are a graduate, a student, a national service coming out or coming in, you need a LinkedIn as a professional platform. Then we will be moving to the where you can get the courses.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So LinkedIn established. Which other ones should the possible place that people can also get access to learn?
Okay. So we have free certification all over. Let's start with Coursera.
Okay.
When we,
I knew you were going to go there.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing a course there.
Yeah. Okay. When you come to Coursera, Coursera is let's say a free and paid platform.
Yeah.
You can, all the courses that I've done on Coursera, I've not paid even $2. There is a section called financial aid. You go and write why you need financial aid, and within 15 days or some number of days, they will approve it for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one because what I'm doing, I'm paying for it.
Oh, there are free courses that you can do.
I know there are free courses, but I felt like sometimes the certification also, the free ones will not be cannot be compared to the ones that you are paying. That's the perception I had. But you can disagree my thoughts.
Okay. Basically, not that really. There are some certification that it's a certified course, let's say degrees and other stuff. That one, there's no financial aid. You have to pay from the universities.
Okay.
And Coursera that has done a partnership with most of the universities, Arizona State University, University of Minnesota, Virginia, so many universities across the world. And when you go to the Coursera course, you will see that enroll course or financial aid available.
Oh, okay.
So if the course that you're going to choose, you search, and Coursera covers all disciplines, health, technology, marketing, finance, law, and other stuff. I've done some courses related to health and law. Even COVID-19 when it came, Johns Hopkins University gave a free in course. Then I went to do the course, so I was able to know much about COVID-19, contact tracing and stuff.
Okay.
So basically, when you go to the Coursera aspect, there's a financial aid you apply. You can apply about 5 financial aid at a time.
Okay.
Then when they approve it, you get an email, so you register and then you can go in and do the courses. There are modules that you have to do every week, assignments there, videos there you watch. Then after that, when you are done, then you get a pass mark. You be certified. You get your certification there, and your certification.
Somebody may ask, how credible are these certificates?
They are very credible because it is a course content being run by universities, and the Coursera has been a platform for that.
Okay.
Now let's move from Coursera to also the other side of it.
I heard about Allison. I don't know whether you know Allison. Okay.
Allison too is a very good platform, Udemy and stuff.
Okay.
Now there is also an institute in Canada, Corporate Finance Institute.
Okay.
This goes to people who want to do finance and other stuff, and also for everyone who wants to do introduction to Excel. They have a very good course there that you can go in and do Excel. That's CFI, Corporate Finance Institute. They have data analytics courses there, a lot of stuff that you can do, and some of the courses are free, some are paid, so you can also go there. Then we also come into British Council also have a learning platform that you can also search on that. Then we have EDX. EDX too. EDX too. It's a platform where organization and schools and other stuff also that those places their fees are not that much. I quite remember in last year November I did a course with World Bank, Data for Better Lives. And it was a new project that they have launched. When I saw the course, I paid in. I did a course, I learned. It's very, and you have to pass before they certify you. And I remember 2 months ago, I was just watching and I saw on the Ministry of Communications side that World Bank has come to Ghana to launch Data for Better Lives.
Okay.
Where
which was a course you've done?
Which was a course that I've done in. So I've taken an advantage of that. And if there is an opportunity within that side, people who need it, then I'm already there. And I got to understand because of the data privacy, data analytics that I'm doing, and all those things. And there is also people who say that I don't have the working experience in terms of digital space. There is a platform that I've been able to do a cybersecurity software engineering virtual internship with Morgan Stanley.
Okay, that's quite a respectable company.
And Clifford Chance. It's a very world-renowned list.
Yeah.
The platform is called Forage.
Okay.
Forage.
Okay.
They have a virtual platform. You can go and select the discipline that you want to do, and the companies are there.
Okay.
So they'll give you a task base. You learn the virtual internship. When you are done, they will certify you on that.
All right. So I'm half pressed for time, but
Okay, yeah.
I want us to look at in all of these. They are very ones that are quite easy access.
Yeah.
That gives you the easy access to the jobs.
Yeah.
Which ones would you recommend that if you just get on those platforms that you want to learn, albeit the fact that you've never even done anything IT, if you study those things, you have a ready market or ready job available that you can venture into?
Okay, so currently there's a lot of digital marketing because product sales and other stuff, and people need digital marketers.
Okay.
Online.
Okay.
Like people who can manage their social media and stuff, website development, data analysis, because people are doing, there's always research, data and understand data analytics and stuff.
Okay.
Also information security. Whilst we are online, the kind of cyber security programs that people need people to work with in terms of cyber security. And you can even get remote work. There's also software development courses that basically when you go to LinkedIn, people need developers all around on that. So you can learn digital marketing skills, social media management, website development, data analytics. These are basic things. And also, when we are coming out, in terms of the job recruitment for national service, I want to go there.
Focus on that.
You know, companies can have a 1 year service with number of service personnel. And when they are done, they ask them to bring their CV.
Yeah.
And they will not pick them. There will be a position there, then they will pick someone from outside. It's a kind of projection that you've projected on yourself.
Okay.
So whilst doing your national service, try to learn something to become unique in that environment.
Okay.
People have completed national service, they can't even send a mail. You see, like that's why I said there are open platforms.
Yeah.
Microsoft, they have a free version. You can register Outlook account, and the Outlook web, there are Teams, Microsoft. You have to learn Teams, how to send out emails, Outlook, learn all those things. They have Microsoft Web, PowerPoint. Make sure you master it very well.
Okay.
If you're able to do that, you will just be on top of your
game.
Your other people. Google too have, so we have to really learn some of the soft skills for free.
Okay.
If you don't have money now, for me, I didn't have money when I started, so I have to take advantage to search on internet, and the internet is very open. Google.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to do, you can go there and search, and you get a free section of it. Okay. When you are able to get into that, then you start. Maybe I have money now, I can pay for $1,000 certification and stuff, and it helps the individual as well.
All right, awesome. Even nurses can do that also.
Yeah.
Rabiatu just told me, send me a message that she's going to venture into that also. So yeah, that is how we wrap up on the conversation on InfoCourse with respect to digital skills acquisition. And doesn't matter whether you've started before or you never done it before. This is the opportunity for you to just jump on the internet. So long as you have data or internet, please jump on it. Go to Google, just search for anything. We mentioned LinkedIn, we mentioned Coursera, we mentioned Allison. A lot of them are available for you to learn without even paying a dime for it. So make sure you do that. In case you want to locate you or get in touch with you,
okay.
How do we do that?
So I want to share this, then we wrap up.
Okay, all right.
In Ghana, there are some institutions here in Ghana who are offering that services to people as well.
Okay.
One, I'll mention my institute of ICT Professionals Ghana.
Sure.
If you are any IT person coming up, we have a platform for professionals and students and graduates.
Okay.
You can join the institute. There are a lot of opportunities there. We get jobs outside for you to network and also get opportunity to learn.
Okay.
We also have the Internet Society Ghana chapter where you can network with people, learn about internet, and also it connects to ICANN, UNIGFs and other stuff. We also have EGICFA and Ghana School on Internet Governance. It's a fellowship course that is run by EGICFA.
Okay.
Every year they train people on internet governance, and there is a lot of opportunities there. And through EGICFA now, like I'm serving on positions in United Nations development in social affairs, IGF.
Okay.
And I've been able to mobilize on the ecosystem very well. And we also have Amalitech. It's a German-based company in Ghana. They do also graduate training for digital skills for people graduates, and after national service, they have offers to do that. So people can take advantage of all these things, and they have, you can set them on Google, Amalitech, EGICFA, Ghana School Internet Governance, Internet Society, Ghana Chapter, IIPGH. IIPGH, we are at Circle, you can locate us, or you can also search us on all the social media platforms, and also on the website as well.
Okay, awesome.
And I would like to take this opportunity to wish my sister Padita Abrefin Kume happy birthday.
Okay.
And also Rahel appear from Rema Worship Center, East Legon, Detox Zone.
Okay.
They're all watching me now,
okay,
and I appreciate them. I also appreciate my mom and all my teams and my moms at Gridco, my boss Frank Akechi, and all the HR team at Gridco and IIPG. And I really appreciate this time.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you for joining us. So that is Abraham Fifi Mensah Selby. He is a communication officer with Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, and he helped us with the conversation about acquiring digital skills. And that's how we wrap up the conversation for today. Of course, for the entire show, God willing, tomorrow we're back with a throwback edition of Healthy Morning. My name is William Diego Park Benin. I was here with my co-host Stephanie Georgina Mayano. Show was produced by Sherokabe. Thanks to the production crew, also the camera guys, Eddie, to Sammy and Regina, everybody else who supported us. Thank you very much for joining us. And tomorrow we're back with another amazing show you love. Stay safe, be good. I'll catch you tomorrow.